One.
Anyway, I started blasting.
Greetings, internet. We're here. Hey,
I'm so glad I didn't make the next joke I was going to make.
Go on, do it, you coward.
Yeah, you.
No, because I would like you to not get banned on Twitter.
Yeah, you'd have to find another username.
You'd have to find
Do you want to do that?
I hate that Pro is the only one in the overlay that can
It's gonna
exceed the
be-
boundaries of his frame.
It's going to be the exact same username, except it's going to be a 0 instead of an O. That's all it's going to be. And then you can say, where the law writes, there's a 0.
There's a 0 in it. There is on TikTok, in case you're looking for truly very occasional...
Imagine not having
It's where-
consistent fucking username.
The 0 is where the R goes for some reason.
It makes no sense. Hey, hi! Where the law writes, or some of them anyway. This particular session...
But oh so wrong.
We will be playing our little Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, the Sword of
Hey,
the
it's not that
Skulls.
little. It's sizable.
Yeah, we're nearly at our 20th
Fifth?
session.
5th edition.
Yeah, we're going to be
There's
playing
been
a
so many more
girthy little
editions.
campaign.
They have. I feel like there've been at least 6 other editions. Wait,
But you'd be wrong, but go on.
okay, we'll fact check that another time. Hey, guess what? This is my first campaign. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know
That's
what
a
the rules
lie.
are.
I'm so sorry. Do you know what? You actually can't spin that speech anymore.
You wanna
Like,
bet?
you're banned. Yeah, I do. And I ban you.
Hey, fucking watch me. So yeah, that's the thing that we're doing here tonight. But you know what else we do on this channel?
Drugs.
We do. Not actively, because that's not on the stream. 'Cause that's against terms of service. Unless you
Someone
count-
clip that, please.
unless
That
you
was
count-
really funny.
No, we apparently don't do. Introduce ourselves or play D&D.
Correct.
Yeah.
Unless you count tobacco and alcohol, in which case occasionally, yeah, maybe, sure. No, we also...
I don't know what you're talking about. We have endless supplies
Shut up!
of
I'm trying to
coffee.
plug Tammy's cool new thing.
Okay, sorry.
You may have noticed we also are now doing Call of Cthulhu. Telera79 is running a fucking rad Call of Cthulhu series here now as well, which is super cool. You may also recall in the misty times of yore, a certain Ashmake stuff runs another D&D campaign here called A Tale of
Gay
Two
Pirates.
Queens. Correct, Gay Pirates.
Direction
True.
is Ashen in
Which-
the overlays.
Which
that way?
historically speaking could actually just be pirates.
I don't know. Is it that way?
Very
Gay
true.
confirmed. Let's. I'll
Yes,
do it.
you're
Yeah,
pointing at Saz.
correct.
you
But
gotta
in
No, but
the
I'm-
vaguely
lower a
right
little.
direction.
It's over there.
Over yonder.
It's approximately the right direction.
Wait, Saz is right there. I could just point directly up.
It's so
Ash
easy
is
for
over
you.
there in this
Oh my
corner,
god,
right? Or that
Hamish,
corner,
I can
don't know.
stick a finger up you.
So if I... Hang on.
Someone has
Is
to.
this- No, it's this way, isn't it?
Hey,
You're,
remember-
So long
you're
for this
muted,
to
I think, Hamish, or you're just being really
I'm
quiet.
just not making any noise, that's
Just
all.
Thank
every
you.
word that everyone else is saying just is hurting Hamish's soul. I can see it.
I just
and
love that
that's
you all do
entirely
this
fair.
to him after they've all done it to me the previous night. So thank you.
Yeah, you know what? We're all doing this on behalf of Saz.
No,
Also,
again.
Promethean, what ball gown are you wearing tonight?
It's not impossible.
Hold on.
I could go get one.
Says is,
Why are
Says
pros?
is
Why are
fucking
pros balls in a little tutu?
Yeah, that is such a small gown. What's going on there?
Just realised that if I lean slightly this way where Saz is, I can like
Wait.
Oh no,
NBC, we
No.
can kiss.
we
I just
can.
gotta look this way.
I don't know which way I need to face in the overlay. Is it
Again, I'm going to point
stage
out
right or regular right?
Ham, Saz,
I'll find out in a second.
and Tammy.
No,
none
it's
of
this
you
way.
have to
I
put
feel
up
this way.
with this kind of shit while the stream's actually live. I feel like.
Oh
for
shit, are we
some
live?
reason-
I thought we were still in the preamble.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Yes, so
hold on.
live.
For some reason, the disrespect that I receive is I don't know. It just feels
Hey,
more.
baby
That's-
girl, you dropped me down a cliff in Meeples and Dragons. I have so much to get back at you for.
That's true. Hey, hi.
What are we doing here?
We're doing the Sword of the Skulls. What we're going to do is we're going to get each of you to introduce yourselves and your characters real quick, please. Doesn't have to be real quick. We've got plenty of time to burn. By which I mean, I know Emily has to wake up stupidly early in the morning, and fuck it, let's just drag tonight out as long as we possibly can.
Hey, my original challenge was I'm just gonna stay awake until the stream. So absolutely
Ooh,
eat me.
Yuck! I hate
Fuck
that
you.
for you.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
We're gonna start with eeny, meeny, miny, Ash, please. Who are you?
I think Ash just said uh-oh in Discord, which means she might be disconnecting.
Oh, I see.
Quick, go to someone else.
In which
Quick,
case,
go to someone
we
else.
won't do that.
Vamp
We
a
will
little.
go to Emily to begin with.
I
Wait
can't
for
wait
Ash
to
to
see how this-
return and the overlay to correct itself.
Okay, I'll just sit here.
No, you can introduce yourself, please.
I'm not introducing myself out of my box. I refuse.
Yeah,
Shut
okay.
up.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, hi, I'm Mailia.
No, get out of my Prometheus, get out of my box.
There you go. I was super early briefly in your box. Everyone is back where they belong. Emily, who are you?
Truly accurate.
Who are you? What are you doing? Thank you.
Hey, my name's Emily. And a fun fact about me is that I carry a little bit of Promethean everywhere I go because tally ho, he left this behind. And you know what? That
Same.
fucking rhymes, motherfucker. Eat me. But hey, when I'm
Wow.
not doing that stupid shout out, hey, my name's Emily. I am the GM, producer, executive thirstmaster over on the Hexes and Vexes channel. When I'm not there, I'm here, absolutely absolutely making Promethean question why he ever invited me to this channel. When I'm not here, I'm over on Meeples and Dragons doing the exact same thing to Hamish and Saz. Or every now and again, on like a 6-monthly basis, I'm on a stage at Supernova, and you should go check it out.
Yeah, you should. Tell us a little bit about your character in Sword of the Skulls, please.
I am playing Mailia Redwood, who apparently has a terrible southern accent. And
What kind of arsehat would suggest that?
someone that probably I respect too much. But you know, she's just a little guy. That's really angry a lot of the time and just trying to make money. And also not remember that her brother's dead despite the fact that everyone keeps reminding her.
By everyone, you mean Vermillion.
I don't know. I think Lilith maybe reminded me last session.
I technically just asked you how you would feel if he appeared
Which is,
and whether
I
you would
think,
know
I
how to
think,
react.
think is a reminder that he exists and therefore is dead.
Or doesn't, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Ham.
Hi, it's me.
Fuck you with your fucking Zoom renaming every time. Hey, Ham, would you like to share a little bit about yourself with the group, please?
Look, I'm always more than happy to share a little bit of myself. I'm Ham the DM. I run the Radiant Shadows campaign over on Meeples and Dragons. I also play Salislo Krin, everyone's only hobgoblin psychic mind dude and potential chew toy of the Wild Hunt.
I
was going to say
that's my new favorite description. I love it.
I was going to say a different type of thing, but anyway, yeah, that's me. Thanks. Cheers.
Incredible. Saz.
Hello, I'm Saz or Saz the Meeple. I am Jesus, who am I?
I am.
Resident Dice Goblin and producer over on the Meeples and Dragons Twitch channel. You find me over on the internet, that is Meeples and Dragons, or over on Threads as Saz the Meeple. And when I'm not doing all of those things, I am usually over in the Birkdale Redlands area of Brisbane, where you can actually play D&D with me and or board games should you choose to.
What?
So yeah, meepsanddragons.com.au. Go check it out. It's all on there. We run a local board game and D&D club in Brisbane.
Excellent. Hey, tell us a little bit about your character.
About Tiny, there's not much to tell except she's cute. She's a fairy. She's a warlock, and she goes a little
She's
bit goth
possibly
sometimes.
a queen of a long-forgotten court.
That too. We're going to be having some sort of crisis about that, I'm sure.
Marvelous. Okay, I feel like Ash.
Hey, that's me.
Next. Hey, would you like to divulge some deep Ash lore, or shallow Ash lore? Your choice.
Sure. Hey, I'm Ash. I have anxiety. I feel like my parents didn't love me. I pushed myself super hard in primary and high school, and then as an adult, I just fucking devolved. Also, I make stuff like swords and props for video games and TV shows. You can find me here doing this, and also DMing A Tale of Two Queens. You can also find me over at Split the Party, where I play Calestis, the MILF cleric, in what we do in Barovia, Curse of Strahd campaign, which will be coming back soon now that Matt's back from Japan. We just got to figure out some times to ease ourselves back into it. In this campaign, I play Lilith, Valsharen Dalnamandath. She is a cleric and a bitch.
Accurate. I feel like there should be some safety tool that exists that I can use to point out. God, that hit real hard. That first couple of fucking sentences. But hey, hi, here we are.
This is what you get for asking me to share the deep lore.
Hey,
it wasn't even the deep lore.
That's fine. That's everyone,
Is
right?
it?
Yep.
Excellent. MVCCM.
What?
Rip him one, fucking MVC, go.
My
Fucking
sweet,
ruin him.
Sweet special child.
Ruin him.
Would you like first? And I'm legitimately cutting this into two for your benefit. First,
Okay, thanks.
Share a little bit about yourself as a human entity being.
Sure. Bold of you to assume I am a human or an entity or a being.
Just
However,
trying to keep you covered. Jeez.
hi, I'm NBCDM. I'm wanted in 7 districts for crimes against TTRPGs.
Accurate. And tell us, hey,
Yeah.
in whatever form you so choose, would you like to tell us a little bit about Vermillion?
Sure. Ooh, getting all up in a fuss and making a spirit-imbued sword that's real sus, specifically to throw Sal under the bus. I'm Vermillion.
New rhyming scheme. I love it. It's great. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
That was real sexy, NVC.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome to the Sword of the Skulls. Ash, can we get a little musical intro pre-recap, please?
Oh, fuck. No, not today, buddy.
Okay, hang on. Look.
Just clap or something.
Oh, Promethean's gonna do the fucking musical. Quick, someone clip this.
Can't believe you're going to make me do this, but
Oh, I gated so
gated
much.
you as
Gated.
well.
deal
It's
with
nice
it,
to be on the
motherfuckers.
receiving end of this for once.
Yeah. Hey, sorry about it.
That was. Do you know what? It's not the
If I
first
may-
time
Hang on,
Promethean's disappointed me, but it could be the last.
First of the impressions, then, even though there's still not a channel redemption for it, it sounded a little bit something like this. Boing, because that ukulele
Sounds like you
so
need.
out of
Yeah, I was
tune.
just, sounds like you need to tune that bitch.
The irony, of course, is that wasn't
Wait.
the ukulele.
Channel redemption? What are you talking about?
Oh, well, no, it's not a thing we need to worry about now. It's later. Hey, previously on Sword of the Skulls, 4 nights until the full moon.
Oh shit.
Vermillion had a conversation with the spirit of Yolnir, the Winter Knight, learning that the Eladrin spirit died in a great battle many ages ago, but is hopeful that his living self is well in the Feywild, raising some interesting questions about the nature of the Fey and their afterlife. Lilith was attacked by Kaori in the supposed safety of her tiny hut, resisting the poison that would have had her fall unconscious, and with Kaori hissing through her teeth in the direction of Lilith's bag of holding, Lilith noticed long grey fingers and sweat-dampened hair withdrawing into the bag,
Yeah, fuck you for that, by the way.
and she cast Moonbeam on the pirate member of the party. Kaori dropped the illusion of her disguise and was revealed to be Palos, a satyr with which Lilith was familiar. She immediately attacked and dropped the protective dome, gaining the attention of the rest of the party. Palos disengaged and attempted to retreat, claiming to only wish to collect something. Lilith lit him up with a guiding bolt, and Vermillion wild-shaped into a green-maned warhorse, which the spirit of Yolnir mounted, and the two quickly closed in on the fleeing satyr.
I don't like how he says mounted in that context.
Palos cast Sanctuary on himself and continued the attempt to flee with a violent message from Lilith resounding in his head. Vermillion successfully trampled Palos, and between them the warhorse and his Fey Spirit Rider overcame the satyr, returning triumphantly to camp with them draped over Vermillion's rump, at which point Salislo noticed that the longsword wielded by the Winter Knight was the very same that Salislo himself carried. Lilith tied Palos up tightly and gave her bag of holding to Vermillion, suggesting that he investigate the creature inside. She introduces the satyr as her cousin, her spite and hate for him and his uselessness evident. Although when pressed by Mailia and Vermillion for an explanation of her malice, she offered only that he ran her into a spider's den as a child and was a burden on her family. Lilith prepares to have a private conversation with the prisoner, while Salislo pursued a conversation with the spirit of the winter night. The mirthful spirit recognized Salislo's sword, revealing it to be the sword of the White Well, a blade steeped in tragic fey lore, a tale of trickery and betrayal, shame and ancient oaths, and a powerful archfey who gifts the blade only to test the worthiness of her would-be lovers. Salislo admits that he acquired the sword from his friend Durban, to which Yolnir warns that Salislo may find himself the target of the wild hunt if the blade is not returned. Checking the canteen of werewolf antidote and finding the coin she deposited within, Lilith swallowed aforementioned coin and raises her tiny hut for a private conversation with Palos. Interrogating her cousin, she learns that Palos and his friend are seeking the claw of Malar, and with the use of detect thoughts, Lilith learns that Palos is also seeking a harp and a cauldron, and catches a glimpse of red robes. Probing deep into the satyr's thoughts reveals an antlered figure of great power wielding the three items, an alliance with the Sephirites, and a sense that his mother is lost to him. Lilith takes a dagger and sticks it into one of the satyr's horns, intending to tear it out. Meanwhile, Yolnir demonstrates a wonder at the sight of Tinywing, referring to her as the Amethyst Queen. Salislo recalls sacred stories of the Amethyst Court, a term used derogatorily to indicate deep betrayal amongst those of the Feybolg. Yolnir shares a yarn, explaining that the Amethyst Court betrayed the Triune of Sealy Fey Courts, allowing Fomorian forces to spread corruption into the sacred groves of the Feywild. He shares a legend that an Amethyst Queen is prophesied to return and claim the crown of the banished court. However, none are truly sure if her arrival means weal or woe for the Fey. Vermillion asks Yolnir if there is a way to release the spirits bound in the Feybolg, to which the mirthful spirit replies that such action would be ill-advised, suggesting that many amongst the spirits are terrible, wrathful creatures who would raise this world to its core. Lilith, having torn a chunk of Palos' horn from his head, makes Palos an offer, his freedom for his silence, and that this be the last time that Lilith lays eyes on him. He runs. After expelling and recovering her coin, Lilith shares with the group that something in the bag wants the mace. Mailia demands more of an explanation from Lilith as to her attitude towards Palos, and Lilith refuses to elaborate. Meanwhile, Vermillion, Tinywing, and Salislo concoct a plan to keep Yolnir around a little longer, combining their talents with the help of Lilith to bind the Fey spirit to Salislo's version of the Sword of the White Well. With the assistance of Tinywing's patron, these efforts are successful, if coming with a dire warning, compelling the spirit of the winter night to inhabit Salislo's sword. And that's where we re-enter. You've successfully...
Okay, but you missed the part.
Yes.
You forgot to tell the audience the part where we rolled a combined total of 69. And
Nice.
That's why we succeeded. 'Cause
Correct.
It was fucking awesome.
You didn't succeed. Tinywing's patron had to help you succeed. You didn't quite get there.
Which means we succeeded.
That's fair. It was a very nice collective roll.
I feel like rolling as 69 is just an automatic success anyway.
Well, it's something, that's
It's
for sure.
definitely something. But for now, let's be find yourself. Before all of this occurred, you were, I believe, setting up for a long rest. But at this stage, you have successfully bound a Fey spirit to what appears to be some kind of magical sword linked to deep, deep Fey lore. And
Thank God we've got the deep, deep Fey lore daddy here for us.
right, the camp had been infiltrated by a family member of Lilith's. But for now, all is quiet. Night is closing in. What would you like to do?
Right, so should I, like, get in the bag or what?
Oh, I forgot you were going to do that. Perhaps tomorrow, Vermillion. It's a little late.
Want me to go get him? I'll do it. I'll crawl in there. I'll be like, hey, guy, get out of this bag.
I believe you with
Okay.
my whole heart.
Good.
But maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
And before I recast the dome, I'm going to pick up the spine that Palos stabbed me with.
Mm-hmm.
Clean it off.
Just a
and-
whole vertebral column.
Yeah. Is it like flexible or is it entirely rigid?
It is rigid, so I think I described it as essentially like a echidna quill.
Yeah.
I think is the more accurate term that I didn't use in the last session. And you'll note that it still has, I guess, one shot of whatever poison Palos was attempting to inject you with.
I'm just going to press to digitate it off and put the quill in my horns.
Excellent. I'll actually take a note of that because you know who else doesn't take good notes? This guy.
And recast the dome.
Beautiful.
Recasted him.
Alright, marvelous. Tinywing.
Mm.
You've been accused of being some kind of important person.
Fey treason, I think, was actually what you were accused of.
I didn't do anything. I'm just a little fairy. If we're gonna start, are we gonna start getting ready for the night and like settling down and stuff?
Yeah.
As is sort of her ritual at the moment, she's gonna sit down with her book. And she's going to send a message not to Galkafir, but to the other name in her book. And she's going to be saying things along the lines of, you know, I had a strange face spirit today tell me who I apparently am. Did you know who I was when you rescued me? Did you know who I was when you taught me? When you looked after me, when you named me? Did you know any of this? She's got 50 million questions and she's just going to start writing them as they pop into her head. But mostly it's along the lines of, did he know?
It's a very fair question.
And she's not expecting a response. She's just putting it in the book.
And yet, as very recently and possibly for the first time, I generally don't recall if this has happened to Tinywing before or not.
Not from that one, no.
No. You do receive a response. Not via the book, but Maragorn, who was once Belgarith, speaks directly to you in your mind. No, little one. This is not something of which I was aware.
Well, that's different.
But know this. You are being hunted. Whatever path you are on, I urge you to make haste.
Where am I making haste? What?
And the presence, and as Maragorn speaks, you feel it's not like being in the same room with someone at all. It is intrusive in its way. But you spent a great deal of time with this creature, and what you take from the presence is that they are subtly different in some way than you remember. Give me a minute before I die.
It's Promethean losing his lung doing that voice for me.
My sad lung does not love that voice. Oh, God. But yeah, that presence, as immediately as it appeared to assist you with the binding of Yolnir to the sword, is gone.
She's just going to sit with her own thoughts for the rest of the night. Unless, somebody else comes up to her. That's Tinywing's night. You're muted.
Baby girl, you're muted.
Would anyone else like to attempt any kind of anything before packing down then for the evening?
Just gotta feed my fox.
Little cutie, where have they been?
In the bag.
Okay, excellent. Would you like to describe this adorable creature for anyone who is not yet familiar with them, please?
Nope. How's that sound?
Awful.
Okay. Look, for anyone who hasn't followed this channel since its inception, first of all, why? Secondly, if you just look up a fennec fox, that's basically what it looks like. It's a desert fox with big all ears and a little angular face. And their name is Astatus Furbo.
They have a last name and it's
Yeah.
Furbo?
Yeah.
That's so cute. Adorable.
I'm just feeding them insects that I keep collecting specifically to feed
Excellent.
the fox.
In that case, you settle down for the evening. If no one else has anything, I'm pretty sure everyone else shook their heads.
Yep.
No. The night... Actually, what's the order of operations? Who's going to be taking the last watch, we'll say?
It could be me because I don't sleep that much.
Yeah,
I don't
if it's
sleep at
and
all.
it's not Vermillion, then I feel like I started setting up camp. So I feel like I would have rested first. And thus being able to wake up early.
I can either go first or last because it generally maximizes everyone else's rest time, because I could either just get a couple of hours at the end or just a little bit at the start.
Okay, great.
I think Lilith would go first and just be watching the bag of holding the entire time.
Very wise.
Cool.
Thank you for that ominous warning.
Night 10, night number 8 under the dome.
Ham, sorry, you were saying?
I was just going to say, Sal will just slot himself wherever. The only
He
challenge
will.
being, of course, he cannot.
Into the wild hunt.
Yeah, he cannot see.
They'll be slotting him.
So
Incredible. Mailia and Vermillion, and can I get both of you to roll perception checks for me?
Hell no.
Yeah, sure. It's gonna be fine.
Perception, you say?
Mm-hmm.
12 plus 7 is 19.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Okay. I think that both of you very easily recognize that being in the Feyborg, one of the great dangers in this area are just absolute massive swarms of assorted insectry at any given point in time. You've also both been gifted at some point essentially magical insect repellent by Lilith. And
Is this the stuff I was pulling off myself?
correct?
Sick.
It did establish, though,
right.
that Lilith was also casting it outside the dome every night.
Yes. So what does Mailia's turn on watch actually look like? Are you within the dome? Outside the dome? What's Mailia's movements?
I think it would depend on where Vermillion also is, because Vermillion is probably the person that Mailia is most protective over currently. So, Vermillion, where we going?
Dome time. We stayed in the dome. I feel like it's safe in the dome.
Great. I guess we're like patrolling the
It's wandering
the
around the
perimeter
sleeping
line
bodies.
of the dome.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Sitting perfectly on top of the dome.
Which I believe you are unable to do, but yes.
Yeah,
so
I know.
in which
Wishful
case,
thinking.
yeah,
No.
the main thing that you see is that there is just a mass of insects constantly threatening the dome itself. As everyone else is sleeping, they are just waiting for any opportunity to get in and have a little taste of your sweet, sweet flesh.
Bold
Or
of you to assume it's sweet, but yeah, sure.
I'll be the
subdermal
only one
fluids.
tasting the flesh in here. Thank you.
Excellent.
Just goes and licks Sal's sleeping head.
Marvelous.
Fucking hell.
Familiar with the 19, I think you will, and these insects make it really difficult to get, and the insects combined with the thickness of the kind of trees in the area that you're currently in, make it really difficult to get a clear kind of distanced line of sight. You do absolutely hear truly so many hoots, howls, screams, and subtle sounds of movement, but it's very difficult to get a fix on anything specific past these.
Do they translate as anything
Insects.
worth knowing, considering that I
Beast-
can inherently understand the animals? Or is
Beast-wise,
it just general stuff?
Beast-wise, the chatter remains the same. It is hundreds of creatures constantly in fear for their life.
And those fucking toads.
And those asshole fucking toads.
Just constantly fucking berating you.
And not just you, berating everyone and everything consistently, just with the filthiest of insults.
Could you tell me, like through Vermillion, because I feel like, and Vermillion, correct me if I'm wrong, surely you would share this information. What insults would they give all of us?
Oh, it's truly not something I'd be willing to repeat out loud. They are
Yeah,
truly
but
profane.
Promethean, as the person playing the toads, what do the toads say?
I also feel like if there's anything that's going to get us banned, it would be shit the toads are saying.
Toad speak.
Yeah.
Toad
just
speak
like
gets you banned on Twitch, guys.
They're like the old guys from the Muppet Show, the ones who sit in the balcony and just boo everything.
Statler and Waldorf, yeah.
Yeah, but properly feral.
Yeah.
Okay. With morning approaching then, we're going to do this again. And I guess if you two are taking the last watch, then you two will already be awake. But everyone else, we're going to roll initiative to see who's waking up first and doing what. I know Lilith likes to wake pre-dawn, but I guess this will determine after a fairly intense day and evening prior who's waking first and having an opportunity to do something. Also, if you two are on last watch, does that mean that Vermillion isn't perched at the end of Malia's bed at this particular morning?
Look, it doesn't happen every time.
Okay,
'Cause
great.
For the any time, yeah. Any other time, yes. I was busy
Marvelous.
making pancakes.
All right.
I have a question. Is Vermillion in chicken form with his cloaca facing Sal?
Stop it.
First thing
Salislo,
this morning.
Tinywing, Lilith. Initiatives, please.
17.
12.
18.
Salislo arises.
Oh, good morning, Sal. I
Early.
made some pancakes. Would you like some?
Where did the ingredients come from, Vermillion? Or
Listen, Sal, do you really want the answer to that question, or do you just want to sit there and enjoy these delicious pancakes?
I feel like maybe I just need to go with the flow a little bit here. So I'm sure I'd love a pancake.
Great.
please.
Here you go. It just hands over a couple of pancakes on a plate, I guess. I don't fucking know what we eat out of.
Oh, awesome. Sleight of hand to see if I can dispose of them without Vermillion noticing.
Excellent. Following Salislo's awakening, Lilith.
Oh, wow, you're just going to leave that. Fine.
Hey, we can come back to it. Lilith, it'll be ridiculously early. So Lilith and I guess you will be the linchpin for this. So just prior to dawn, I guess Lilith will awake. What's Lilith going to get up to?
not being happy about being awake. But I think I just sit upright, and I am still just staring at that bag of holding from across camp and doing nothing else. Like, no morning rituals, no morning prayer, just watching that fucking bag.
Okay. Marvelous. And then Tinywing emerges from her slumber full of whatever delightful dreams tiny little fairies have in their tiny little heads.
She's just gonna make her way to where sort of everyone's congregating.
Pancakes? Anyone else? Pancakes?
I'm not hungry. But thank you.
All right, well, they're delicious. That's all I'm saying. Full of rich organic ingredients.
I've seen where you get those ingredients. I'm still not hungry.
Brilliant. So the plan that you currently have, the mission that you're currently on, is to head up to, essentially continuing north from where you are currently, to head to location where you believe you'll find Mud-Eye Maggie. Is that the plan for the day that you'll be continuing with?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And the path is marked, right? Because so
that's
kind of separated.
Vermillion has secured from the plants of the region, from some of the friendlier plants of the Feyborg, a little indicator as to what direction to go. So you still absolutely have that. The vegetation will kind of wilt a little bit to give you essentially a marking path of what you hope is the right direction to Mud-Eye Maggie's location.
Don't forget your bog shoes, gang.
I mean, the least you could have done, Vermillion, is made these more comfortable. Because they're really not at all.
What, the pancakes? Listen, they really just kind of form themselves.
I'm not eating those pancakes. But I'm talking about the shoes.
I didn't make the shoes.
Who made the shoes?
Sal made the shoes.
Oh. Sal, the least you could have done is made them more comfortable.
Wow, my best friend blaming me for something I didn't do for once.
That's actually a very accurate representation of friendship. So you're welcome.
Brilliant. It will be a relatively easy day of travel, and I'll give you all the opportunity to throw out anything that you want to achieve, or any conversations you want to broach, I guess, during that travel.
So I'm gonna have been head down in my journal for a little while, and after a couple of hours of walking, I'm just gonna go to Vermillion. And sorry, I had to remember what my accent was. I almost started in Southern. Vermillion. I almost went Vermillion. Do you know what these are? Vermillion. Do you know anything about these? And I'm gonna show him. I drew the mason, the harp, and the cauldron. Because I think they're connected to the one in the bag which you are holding. Because Lilith is still straight up refusing to touch that bag.
Fair enough. I'd like to point out that just for the purposes of the intrepid wanderings, that Astatus is now outside of the backpack and just sitting on Vermillion's shoulder, just hanging out. Now that everyone knows they exist.
What form is Vermillion in currently? Just
Vermillion form.
elfing it? Okay.
Yeah,
right.
just regular shirtless Vermillion. Anyway. Well, let's take a gander there. As I know, I was a arcane antiquities dealer for a while, so it's entirely possible that I would know extensively about these objects. Let me just have a look here.
Yeah. Am I allowed to make like an arcana or a history or just some kind of check to see if I know anything? Because I saw them directly in Palos's head.
You did. I guess the both of you then can roll, let's say, both a history and arcana check for me, please.
Do I get advantage as a former arcane antiquities dealer?
But no, but no.
Do I get advantage because I'm really bad at intelligence checks?
Sadly not.
Not that I'm bad at them. I've got a +4 to my Arcana. I want you to know that. The dice just hate me
Was
for
it,
intelligence-based
I'm familiar
checks.
with that.
did you
but-
specify which of those two it was, or I can choose?
No, you can roll both.
Oh, slay. Okay. Well, I get a +5 to each of them.
Okay.
Okay.
My history is 6, but my Arcana is a 20
Okay.
for once. Dirty 20, 13 plus 3 plus 4. Because I'm guiding myself, obviously.
My history was 23 and my Arcana was 24.
Okay. Excellent.
Rub it in, buddy.
Listen, I spec'd a really specific way, and finally it's paying off.
Lilith.
Again, I've got good bonuses. They just don't roll well.
Lilith, with your Arcana check, and having seen, so with the view into Palos's thoughts that you had, the first thing that you call is the actual imagery, specifically of the harp and the cauldron, were not fixed. And the sense that you got at that time was the Palos doesn't necessarily know the form that those two items take. But with that Arcana check, what you can absolutely be certain of is that from Palos's perspective, those three items belong together in some way and are intrinsically bound to the antlered figure that you also saw in Palos's thoughts. Vermillion, you will be aware of stories shared only at very specific times in druidic circles, certain times of the year, when stories of the elder world are shared, and something that I feel is probably deeply important to Vermillion is those specific memories drawn from the reverie of that kind of older time, and
You'd be right.
you will know through these stories and through those experiences that the history of Sonder is long and deep. So there have been many ages, and the world itself has been reshaped and reformed in the image of and at the whims of many empires, many creatures of incredible power. And one of the oldest stories that is shared throughout druidic circles, the details of which are not particularly well known even to the wood elves, are of a trio of artifacts: a harp, a cauldron, and a mace, sometimes referred to in these stories as a staff, that were tools of an ancient power of nature within Sonder. Not a god, not a fey being, certainly not an elf. Something else entirely, something the stories suggest arose from the world itself. And during the age that this being was said to hold Sonder in their palm, the earliest explorations of the world occurred. And it's generally considered a time of great prosperity and growth and harmony within Sonder itself. Beyond that, even with those incredible roles, there's little to be known. It is, to your knowledge, just an ancient story of a being long, long gone from the world.
No, I think it's just a bunch of old junk.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Where's my insight?
Roll deception, you dick.
Fine. Crap, where's my... There it is. 3.
27.
The polar opposite. So good.
There is obviously on Vermillion's face some kind of clear indication that yeah, he's heard about these things for sure, and then says that.
Inside your head, Vermillion, telepathically, you just hear, "You wouldn't be lying to me, would you? After the day I've had?"
Now remind me to I don't get right
You do not get to
reply
respond
in
telepathically, no.
do I? No.
No, it's just intrusive thoughts. That
Unless you're
aren't your
telepathic
own.
too, which I think would be very funny.
I don't think I am.
You should
Unless you're an animal. Well, look, we could get into an endless debate about how you define animal. But anyway. I mean, I'm definitely lying by omission. Also, the day's just begun, so you really haven't had any kind of day just yet. That was yesterday.
I hate you.
Great. You continue your travels through the fate.
That's it. That's the end of that conversation.
Excellent.
That's it.
Unless you'd like to draw out that conversation any further. Anything else as you continue your travels into the Feyborg?
Tiny would at some stage pop down on Sal's shoulder and be like, I think we got another problem. Apparently we're being hunted, or I'm being hunted. According to... Do you know how I told you about my first friend? My first friend told me.
Right, okay, so you're being hunted.
I'm being hunted and you've got the wild hunt. It's great.
Oh.
So great.
Wait, oh, okay, what's hunting you?
I don't know.
Okay, that doesn't really kind of help too much. Is this something that you should be telling, like, the rest of our, like, little traveling companions here as well, or?
Probably, but I was going to tell you first.
Well, I appreciate that, Tiny. And look, this makes things just a little bit more complicated. But maybe we'll tell these people here, and we'll see what they've got to say. And maybe they just won't even want us to hang around anymore because apparently everyone wants to kill us. So,
Yay!
yay!
Anyway, I've told you. I'm good now. I'm just going to sit here for a while if you don't mind.
Oh, no, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, I do think you should tell everybody, though. It's important since we're traveling with them.
If I just tell Vermillion, he'll tell everyone, right?
I mean, it's true. It's very true.
She's going to go fly over to Vermillion.
Just land on Vermillion's other shoulder, the one
Yeah.
that's just... Oh, hey, Tiny!
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, great! It's a beautiful day in the bog. And we are
Is
on
there
a
such a
quest.
thing?
I don't know. I've been here all of 3 days.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Okay. No, you're a fairy, I think. Go on.
So I found out last night that I'm being hunted along with everything else that's going on, and I was just sort of letting everybody know.
Yeah, it was wild how that guy said that you were basically guilty of Fey treason, and the entirety of the Feywild's probably coming after you or something like that. What a time!
That's not quite what I meant.
Oh, you hunted by something else?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, well, it can't be any worse than what Sal's got himself into.
Do you know what?
I
That's a
heard
really
that.
good point.
I wasn't attempting to lower my voice, so I assumed you did. I'm really good at projecting.
I've noticed.
I saw you talking to Lilith earlier. Is she still in a bad mood?
Listen. What counts as a bad mood is really hard to gauge with Lilith.
I'm slowly learning that.
I would say she's just in a mood. Whether good or bad, I cannot tell.
Could you do me a favor?
Sure.
Could you let her know what I've told you, and I might go see Mailia?
Oh no, we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not literally, because that would be awful, but hey, Lilith and Mailia!
Lilith, with her passive perception score of almost 20, has heard this entire conversation.
Tinywing's being hunted by something. That's all.
Thank you, Vermillion.
You're so welcome.
She's going to go back to Sal now.
Brilliant. Malia, Lilith, doing anything with this loud information?
You get a face palm that resonates probably as loudly as Vermillion's voice did.
Ow, my head.
Far out. I think Malia is more focused on where we are attempting to get to. And also attempting to forget about the last 24 hours in its entirety. Like, just pretend it doesn't exist. And for that reason, it's kind of like a look in the direction, acknowledge that it happened, and then just keep going scenario.
Okay, incredible. We're going to expedite the journey.
Expedite.
No, I'm saying expedite. I made that choice, and
That's
you
good.
can't take it away
Good-
from me.
Good utilizing words, bud.
Thanks. It was great utilization of the word, wasn't it? I would like all of you to roll a survival check for me, please.
Every single one of us?
Every single one of you.
21.
That's so mean.
21 for Vermillion.
16.
Perception?
16 for Malia.
Survival.
Survival. Oh, that's
26.
even better. 22.
Salislo got a 9.
22 and 9. Thank you. Sure. Okay, easy. You, for the next, let's say, 2 days, which will put us a single night out from the beginning of the full moon's emergence.
How far from the hags?
Make your way about the same amount of time.
Wow, we're really cutting it close, gang.
Into the Feyabog. And I guess one last chance, just in case that if you want to kind of cover anything off before you approach this area, be that preparation, conversations, etc.
I think, truly realistically, with regards to the information on the harp, the mace / staff, and the cauldron, I think that would probably be a conversation that Vermillion would relay of an evening to everyone. It's like just relay the story of these 3 objects and what he knows about, like, that some kind they're related in some way to some powerful being that is of the world itself, and all the vagaries associated with that. Now, they may not even be those things specifically, but representatives of those things.
Vermillion,
Hey,
is it still in the bag?
let me check. Vermillion will open the bag and just go head, shoulders, and waist into the bag to try and find it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Great. What are you looking at? You're immediately pulled into the... No. What specifically...
not enough room in that bag
are
to
you
be pulled in.
looking for
The
in
mace.
the bag?
The mace.
Sure. You reach into the bag of holding. There's
Just
actual mechanics
reach.
for this, right? Like the way bags of holding work, you basically just jump into it and look for the thing you're looking for, and they come into your head, right?
Yeah, like you
basically.
put your hand in it,
That's
thinking
like,
of the item that you want
this
to pull
is
out
the
of
thing
it.
I want.
Cool. In very much exactly the way that the Claw of Mallard doesn't do that.
Nope. Not in here.
I'm gonna upend the bag.
Okay, excellent. Would you like to describe for me all of the things that are in that bag of holding and how they
Okay.
fall out, please?
Let me open. Let me open the inventory.
Sure.
Lost in the bog forever.
Yeah. Wait, is it the right? Hang on. Have I got the right? No, that's my backpack. Yeah, that's my backpack. Okay. Chime of opening. Bag of dust to disappearance. 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 Ascending stone. A wand of secrets. The canteen that held the antidote. The claw of Malar.
No.
The hourglass. The log of trickery. The medallion of summonings. A steel mirror. An ocarina. The prison painting ring. The quill of secrets. 30 rations. The spyglass and the Velkior ledger.
Great. All of that, with the exception of the Claw of Malar, spills out onto the muck of the Fabog at your feet.
But technically, with the dome cast, it's no longer muck.
Oh, inside the dome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not muck. Onto the
Dome
floor.
floor.
Onto the floor of Lilith's tiny hut.
NPC, didn't I tell you this would happen?
Yep, you did. We
Yep.
discussed this earlier.
We discussed this at length.
Wow, are these railroad tracks? Sorry, go on.
Where is it?
I don't know. I didn't take it.
Me either.
Did you say there was a guy in here?
I'm gonna step outside of the dome, which will dismantle the dome, and I'm gonna cast
No, the muck.
sending.
Yeah.
Yeah, muck, immediate muck. I'm going to cast sending to Palos. I don't know if you remember what we did to Thieves, cousin, but I will do it to you.
Hey, Tiny.
Yeah.
Now she's in a bad mood.
Fucking magnificent.
If I can, I am going to, since everything's been upended, I'm going to take the ledger and
Allegedly.
pop that into my belongings to keep that safe. If
It's
I
also
can.
at this point that I would like to pull out the mace that Vermillion had cleverly concealed like days ago.
Okay, I can't see you guys. My eyes still work, even when frustrated.
That's great. I'm not stealing. I'm just placing something I care about in safekeeping.
Okay, so at the end of that message, Palos will hear, "Put that down!"
Wow, I believe you.
Who are you talking to?
You.
Oh, I'm pointing at Mailia, yeah.
For the
Because
ledger?
I don't believe... Yeah.
No.
I'm going to walk over and I'm going to take back the dagger that I gave you.
Great. I give
From
it to
your
you with
sheath.
ease.
No, I just take it.
Great. I don't resist because
Cool.
I haven't used it once.
Cool. I'm going to pack all my shit back into the bag of holding and I'm going to recast the dome away from the group on myself.
Just leaving everyone out in the cold?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Lilith is petty. And then just for fun, because we're probably about to have a long rest, I'm gonna disguise self into Mailia, pop out of the dome, flip you all off, and go back to sleep.
Which you get 0 response from Mailia for because she is already getting ready to go to sleep.
And for the first time in a little while, the rest of the party will be sleeping outside of the safety and relative comfort of the tiny hut. The following morning...
Old-fashioned outdoor camp out.
Indeed. We're going to roll initiative for waking up again, please. But I only need to know the highest roll, thanks.
It's a natural 20 plus 3.
Bam.
Honor the cock. I rolled a natural 1 plus 3, so 4.
13.
The one time Vermillion takes revelry at the end of the night.
Sal got a 16.
And Lilith.
17.
Can I roll for Astidus?
You can.
Thank you. Astidus got a 16.
Okay. This is a little cute.
Truly so much more alert than I am.
Yeah. Mailia, you arise truly so early. It's almost like you've got something important to do really early in the morning.
Having a dart. Joking.
And spot not too far away, leaning up against a tree, her feet immersed in some truly filthy looking marshy water.
Squelchy.
What appears to be a young woman. She is covered in vines and moss, all of which looks terribly uninviting. And she's just looking over in the direction of your camp.
I'm rolling a
against this
d10
tree.
anyway.
Assuming that I would, I'm also rolling a d10.
I rolled a 10, so I'm just telling you.
I rolled a natural 1.
Both have very different taste in people.
Yeah, assuming that I would sleep nearby Vermillion, I would just nudge Vermillion with my foot, in an effort to wake them up.
What?
And in the process would not acknowledge that, but say to this random woman, do you need something? Or is watching people just your thing?
And with Vermillion's incredibly loud awakening, two creatures on all fours skitter out of the woodland of the bog in what looks to be a fairly protective kind of position at one on either side of this woman.
Flanking the woman.
These creatures are kind of greyish purple, entirely bare skinned, save for some scraps of leather kind of covering their nether regions. They have toadstools growing from their shoulder blades. They're
Seem like fun guys.
long black claws sink deep into the mossy ground below them with truly such wide hands with webbed fingers that they can easily approach. They don't approach you, they seat themselves next to this woman. What was your question to her? Sorry.
It was, do you need something or do you just like watching people?
Well, I'm going to need all y'all to wake up. She's getting impatient.
Okay. Who is getting impatient? And who the fuck are you?
Oh, I'm Venara.
Okay.
Maggie is getting impatient.
Oh, Margaret wants to see us.
Y'all are taking truly so long.
Well, it's not like there's a clear signpost pointing us where to go, you fuck.
Vermillion, could you just settle the fuck down?
Oh.
Would that be okay?
Oh, I'm the one who's hostile in the morning.
Didn't say hostile, but sure, if that's what you want to go with.
Yeah, fine, I'll go make some eggs.
Could you wake up the others gently, please?
Okay. Vermillion polymorphs into a chicken and goes and pecks Sal.
Sal is awoken by the pecking of a green fucking mohawked chicken.
Which I feel like is possibly not unusual at this point in time.
I feel like it's probably not the first time on this journey, yeah.
Wow. Hey, so if you're the assistant to Mud-Eye Maggie, you can give us a little heads up as to what to expect, right?
What would make you think that?
Logic. Just generalized logic would make me think that.
Oh no, sweetie, I'm just here to make sure that you get there alive.
And why?
Because that way to Maggie's hut is incredibly dangerous. It is truly breathtaking that y'all have made it this far. That way,
Lieutenant unscathed. How
behind you?
excellent.
that way behind you I don't know what's out there, but it ain't good. I don't know what y'all are running from. It won't be able to get in here from about this point forward.
Mostly the law.
Is this from the chicken mode Vermillion, or is Vermillion unwild shaped?
Oh, truly, I pumped out the eggs
So it's
so
just like
fast.
Marvelous. At this point,
I machine gunned out the eggs, so it's truly I'm done with that.
Tracks. This is a well-oiled chicken-based machine at this point. I am going to point out, start tracking your shit just in case.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, excellent.
Hey, do you guys want eggs as well?
No, Vermillion, could you wake up Lilith, because I don't think I am welcome in the dome.
Technically, no one's welcome in the dome.
True.
Okay, I'm gonna go knock on the dome.
I think
Lilith?
I would have already been
Lilith?
awake because
Lilith?
it's great because it's muffled in the dome. I can barely hear it. I think I would have already been awake, and just watching this. Did you say this person is human, Pro?
No.
What do they look like? Oh.
Vine
Well,
person.
my brain filled in the. I automatically assumed it was Kaori again, so I was fully prepared. I was fully prepared for fuckery. What do they look like?
They look like a young woman, let's say late 20s, early 30s tops, completely covered in bog-based plant material as clothing. She has long ears, but is clearly not elven.
Basically, she looks like Emily after her club rat days, when she had to stumble through the valley at night.
Okay, sure.
Get back. No, I'm joking.
Those words mean something, but I don't know what it is.
Sure. She does have this adorable little, not crown, but like a just a little tracing of flowers kind of through her hair.
Like a wimple.
A wimple. Not exactly a wimple, no.
No, okay.
No, just flowers scattered kind of through her hair in
like a headband.
Nice little pattern. Each and every one of them, based on your journey through the Feybox so far, you'll know is absolutely poisonous.
Is this an individual that Sal has seen before or knows of, considering his background?
Let's roll a history check for Sal to see if an encounter has been had.
Oh, that's not great. 10.
Yeah, no, with a 10 for Sal specifically, Sal will have absolutely have run into an Elena May in the past, a fey creature of truly unfathomably unearthly grace elsewhere in the Feybog. They are known for inhabiting particularly aquatic areas, and they abound within the Feybog, so they're not uncommon at all.
Does he know of one that's like specifically sort of like related or in cahoots with Mud-Eye, or?
No, I think given the distance from kind of where Sal is from, and certainly hasn't come up in the stories that you had heard of Mud-Eye Maggie herself. No, you're familiar with the creature, not this particular individual.
Okay.
On a 10, no, I don't think we'll go there.
Wow.
They're not necessarily friendly, but that could be said of truly so many creatures within the Feybog under truly any circumstance.
Sal will just very slowly stand up, but not advance over to where everything else is going on. But he will pick up the sword and just sort of hold it at his side.
Sure.
I do have a curious question. Since you know so much about us arriving and stuff like that, what does Maggie know about us specifically?
Well, that's a question you're going to have to ask her yourself, sweetie.
No, I'm asking you.
I am but a humble guide.
Can I roll insight on that,
here.
please? Can I roll insight on that?
Yeah, you can.
Great. Cool. Cool, that's a 26.
Okay. You get the impression with a 20.
Did you see me counting on my fingers while I did that?
Yeah. With a 26, you get the impression that she would like you to believe she knows more than she does. But she truly
Oh, cool.
is
Yeah.
not aware of Mud-Eye Maggie's kind of inner workings or wishes or
Excellent.
desires. The point about being a guide seems to be, for the most part, true.
The smuggest smile just creeps onto Malia's face.
If I may, I feel like things would go over smoother if we were to go through, for example, some introductions. I am Vermillion. May I have your name?
She gives a little giggle. That's real cute. I'm Vanara. And I'll be taking you to Maggie today. Who are the rest of your little friends?
I think you know enough to probably know our names, right?
Oh, that's
We don't need to
Mailia,
introduce
Salislo, Tinywing,
Lilith.
Lilith.
Vermillion,
What?
learn social cues for the love of fucking God.
Which god?
Literally any of them.
Okay.
How's Tinywing handling this little interaction?
Oh, she's gonna be. You know how she likes to hide behind Sal's neck there? Yeah, she's back there. She's not coming out.
Sure. And Lilith, in the safety of her tiny little hut.
Yeah, inside the dome, I'm gonna have sized this person up. I'm going to use Druidcraft
5 feet to be
cast.
exact.
I'm going to use Druidcraft to create flowers on my horns. It is Witch Hazel and Enchanter's Nightshade and Vervain. Enchanter's Nightshade not related to Deadly Nightshade, just in case you're wondering. It's not poisonous.
Sure.
But they are flowers of magical and spiritual power and protection. And then I'm going to disguise self, so I look like Lilith, but with like human skin color before emerging from the dome.
Sure.
And I have a question. I'm just trying to find my note about it. A couple, like the first or second day into our journey, second night, when we, so it was the day that Vermillion summoned Yolnir, the Winter Knight.
Yeah.
You had me roll a perception check, and I rolled a dirty 20 or like a 21 or something, and I saw movement outside of the dome.
You did.
Does this person look familiar? I.e., has she been following us?
So, short answer is no. Certainly the style of movement is incredibly different. What you saw on that night was flittering, guarded, deliberately evasive. That is not Vanara's vibe.
What about her
whatsoever.
creatures?
It very easily could.
Can I
have
make
been.
some kind of check
Sure.
about what that is?
Yeah.
Nice
Sure, what am I
doggy.
rolling?
Sorry, NBC. What was that?
I said nice doggy.
Yeah. They grin toothily. The teeth on these things are truly incredible.
They're just perfect veneers.
But real pointy.
No, you know when dogs get those lollipops, but they have like the teeth on the other side of them because they're like the gimmick ones?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a pacifier.
That's
It's that.
fair.
That's the thing.
I think
Yeah.
Lilith could make the assumption that it might have been one of these creatures that she had seen. But there'll be no way to know for certain given how little you saw on that night.
Yeah. Can I roll something to see if I know what they are?
Yeah, sure. You go for a same deal. We'll go for a history check.
Cool. Can I roll with advantage because of reasons?
Yes.
Cool. Oh, guys, guys, I rolled a good intelligence check. It's a 17 on the dice. Plus 1
Praise
plus
the
4 for
Lord.
guidance is 22. And the other one was a 10. So continuing the spate of bad intelligence rolls.
Excellent.
Spate.
So the creatures are Maiamols, savage, degenerate fae.
Oh, can you spell it, please? I'm
Sure.
tired.
Miremal. And I think, Sal, you'll be familiar with these creatures as well, without having to roll.
Like mermaids.
Also relatively prevalent throughout the Feyborg. Typically, these creatures will hunt in packs of 3 to 6, the more feral ones. These two seem almost docile by comparison to those that, Sal, you're familiar with. Lilith, you'll have seen these creatures in similar service type roles that they seem to be playing here, essentially guard dogs or trackers. They are often employed to, or they have an inclination to trick travelers into following them into deep, dark, often damp places, only to turn.
So they're kind of like a will of the wisp, but
And-
like worse.
Yeah, but like a large, clawed, toothy, bat.
Yeah, as I said, worse.
Skin-covered grossness with no wings.
I
Correct.
feel like you're describing a creature from Del Toro Quest. I just can't remember which one.
I'm not. I'm describing a creature from this piece of paper that I have in front of me from Tome of Beasts. Which doesn't necessarily rule out.
He's
Del
a
Toro
real
Quest.
DM using a real book.
Yeah.
I'm a real boy.
Read?
I'm a real
Proud of
DM.
you.
Thanks, buddies. I appreciate it. As they notice you... Actually, are you still in the dome, Lilith?
No, just as I emerge from the dome.
Yeah, okay. Sal, as you grab your sword, they take 3 steps forward and kind of close in a little bit in front of Venara. And just bare their teeth. They don't make any specifically aggressive actions other than baring their teeth somewhat. Just letting you know that they've seen you.
Yep, no, totally cool.
Yeah.
He's just, it's just at his side. He's not holding in any particular way that would indicate sort of usage, purely because he also doesn't know how the fuck to use the sword.
Fun. Venara herself says to the 2 creatures, "Down, boys. I don't think we're in any trouble here. I believe our new friends here, in fact, want our help, even if they don't know it yet. Of course, you're entirely welcome to try and make your way to the lair of one of the most powerful hags in Sonder entirely on your own, but I don't see that going well for any of you. So, what'll it be?"
Well, I'm all for the safe route.
Seems to make sense.
Any objections from specifically Mailia? I would like your opinion as my best friend.
I'm good.
Good to go with them or good
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I have no reason not to. May as well get to our objective.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to do it today before Lilith and I possibly turn into a werewolves.
Werewolves?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, I know.
Oh, good. Then I don't have to explain lycanthropy to you. Which I could do, because I was a cryptozoologist for a long time.
Fascinating, truly. Hey, you in the dome.
I'm already out of the dome.
Oh, you
dick.
came out? Okay, great. Excellent. So you've come out. Beautiful.
Lilith came out a long.
Oh no! Hey,
Yes, Lilith is out of the dome.
marvelous. Okay, so the doors come down. Lilith is out. Any specific then, I guess, conversational elements that Lilith wants to throw into this mix?
And you guiding us. You don't expect anything from us in return? It's not transactional?
Silence would be nice. But that's entirely up to you, I guess.
I second that.
I'm gonna cast silence on Vanara. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. Okay. Sure.
No, actually, no. Fuck it. I'm gonna cast silence on Vanara. I said it. I'm gonna stick with it. I cast silence on Vanara, and then I just smile at her very prettily.
Is silence an area of effect?
Yeah, 10 foot, 20 foot. Hang on, there
It's a
is a radius, but
Can it
my
move?
internet's
though? I
been a
think
bit
it's fixed
glitchy.
I
area.
don't think it can move. I think it actually is
Yeah, it's a
stationary.
yeah, it's a fixed point, but
the-
it is
for the
what she
bit, though.
requested. It is therefore what she got.
Fair enough.
Okay, hit me with the description of silence, please.
Yeah, 2 seconds. So it is 20-foot sphere. For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible there.
Okay.
So it's just a fixed point. She can leave the area of silence, but it lasts for 10 minutes. But I fulfilled her request.
And she will, in fact, leave the area. And she does so deliberately, gracefully, step by absolutely unfazed
I'm re-rolling the D10.
step, and walks directly up to you, Lilith.
How tall is she?
5 feet to be exact, so she's looking up at you at this point.
Okay, so I draw myself to my full height, a full 21 inches taller than her.
She smiles, and it is difficult, truly, to not be somewhat enamored with that smile.
I am not.
Excellent. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Okay, great. I'm going
Actually,
to
no, you know what?
have
I'm going to
you
give her the same smile exactly back.
roll a wisdom save for me, please.
Okay, is this against being charmed?
It will be.
Okay, no, because I have advantage on that.
I know.
And hang on, that one's cocked. It's cool. So a 13 and a 17 on the dice, plus 8. It's 25.
Mm-hmm. You easily shake off that compulsion to be charmed by her, which she is also completely unfazed by. I will, however,
What do her eyes look like?
her eyes. An incredibly deep green. It's as though she's taken in the color of the Feyborg around her, and that color has bled into her eyes, with the pupil on her right eye kind of striking all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to suggest that you keep that kind of thing to yourself when we
I'm going
reach
to
Maggie.
suggest
I'm not finished
being very
talking, sweetie.
I don't care.
Then you can
Call me sweetie
fucking
again.
stay here on your own if you like.
Cool.
Here are your
Take
options.
them. I don't care.
Here are your options. behave, follow me, or stay here alone, and good fucking luck.
I don't need luck.
I'll let you decide. I have a job to do, and I'm gonna do it. But
Is it mostly administrative work?
I promise you, you try that kind of bullshit with Maggie, things aren't gonna go well for you. You've been warned.
Don't worry, darling. I
And
know
she
my
does
way
not
around the
wait for
hag.
Lilith to finish
I don't care.
and starts heading off into the
I'll finish the
Feywild.
sentence in her head. I don't give a shit.
And she heads in the same direction that the vegetation has led you. And the Mayamals follow obediently at her heels. She doesn't say anything to you all, but it is clear that she expects you to follow.
Sal's going to follow.
I have so much self-preservation running through my veins that I too will follow.
I follow Sal because he's got the scroll.
I'm on Sal's shoulder, so yay, I'm going.
Vermillion breaks into song and starts following along. Walking through the bog, gotta see my Maggie. Everything smells real bad, but I'm just happy to be with my friends.
Gibson. And with Vermillion's beautiful voice resounding through the Feywild, we are going to take a short little break.
And the chat can rest well knowing that I will in fact snack.
Yeah, can you
during the
fucking
break.
eat something, please, before you just faint and smash your head open on your desk?
It's gonna be fine. I work in the entertainment industry. We rarely eat aside from snack.
It's hard because you are the snack.
Oh, that's cute. I have no moral high ground. Have I eaten a little bit myself? So
Hey Promethean, could you have a snack?
I guess
Just a little nom nom.
I guess we'll find out.
Just some noms.
Hey, could everyone have a snack, please? And a little hydration. And we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Have fun. We'll see you soon. Vermillion.
Apple leaves are like super sharp and can, in fact, cut you open.
Do I know that?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but now you
No,
do.
it was a machete I cut myself with, not the pineapple I was cutting with it.
Incredible.
Yeah, don't get those two things confused.
No. Hey,
You
hi.
get two separate hospital visits.
Hey, g'day. We've returned. If you weren't here the first time we came back from a screen that didn't have our faces on it, hi, welcome to the Sword of the Skulls, a little 5th edition D&D campaign that I am running as the DM, and all
Allegedly.
of these fine folk that you can see before you are playing as
What fine folk? Where are they?
incredibly
How dare you call me folk?
good
Like some
looking
kind of hosier analog.
and skillful
Hey.
players.
We don't disrespect Hosier ever.
I'm not disrespecting hosier, I'm disrespecting me.
Okay, fair enough.
You know who else is good looking and
We
skillful? Everyone
And
in
comes
chat.
from a bog. Hosier.
Yeah.
How do you just okay, sure. Hey, NBC, would you like to do the recap, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
Do you want me to do it as me or as Vermillion?
Your choice.
Okay. Well, we woke up and everyone had delicious pancakes canonically. Sal ate 15. And then we decided we were gonna go for a walk. But before that, we emptied out the bag and the mace wasn't there, and that was real bad. And then we went for a walk for a bit, and then we found someone whose name I've forgotten who says, "I'm gonna take you to Mud Eye Maggie." And that's where we are right now. The end.
That's yeah. I think that basically covers it all. And Venara is her name.
That's the one.
Correct. Leads you through.
I should know that because I legally own her name now.
What was the marching order specifically? Sal was up front.
I
With
think
Tinywing on
Sal
Sal's
with
shoulder.
Tinywing.
on shoulder. I think I went after Sal.
Mhm.
I also went after Sal because he's got the
Okay.
scroll.
So Lilith and Mailia.
Should
I
we
would
roll
like
off?
to-
Not saying
Let's
that
roll
word.
off.
No, we can
like
walk
to-
side.
I would
No,
like to
I'll-
continue.
I'll walk
the other
behind
way.
Mailia, and I'm like trying to suss out if I can get into her bag and get my fucking book back.
Sure. Okay, we will address that momentarily. With Vermillion in the rear. Then is that what we're saying?
Yep, singing truly so loudly.
Okay, great. I feel like probably most difficult for Mailia and Lilith to hear this. But Venara will also be singing. There'll be no lyrics. It will just be this truly beautiful melody as she makes her way effortlessly.
Oh, we can
through
harmonize.
this swamp. And as she does so, she also every now and again she'll touch kind of leaves and vines or trunks of the trees that she passes, and they magically change into beautiful
Oh, so she's hot.
into this beautiful
She's poison ivy.
landscape as you progress, and then the illusion slowly fades as you pass. The other thing you will all notice as you're following her is she smells so good.
What's she smell like?
And I will need all of you to make a wisdom save, please.
No, but I want to know the notes. What does she smell like? 'Cause you know what? I own at least 27 Kmart candles, and I want to know which one she smells like so I can burn it for next session.
It is excellent. So there's high floral content, but underlying that is this deliciously sweet, almost caramel scent that winds its way through these floral notes. And I'll have all of you roll a wisdom save, please. Those of you with some kind of resistance to charm effects at advantage. Thank you.
Yeah,
I rolled a 21.
Yeah,
Yeah, great.
I haven't
Wisdom
added
was
the
it?
modifier, but I know it's above 20. So
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom save. Oh fuck! I forgot. Every month I get to revisit what bonuses I get to stuff. 26.
Excellent.
14.
I got the whiz riz.
Mm-hmm. You are muted, Ham.
Yeah, it's the little microphone icon switched off.
Thanks, buddy.
Switch it back off.
Yeah, that's okay.
I got an 11,
Dear.
but I might use my
Some of
fortune meaning
your life force.
to bump that up to 14.
Okay. Salislo and Tinywing,
Oh,
you both find yourself truly enamored by this creature. And functionally speaking, will be charmed by Venara for the course of this journey, or at least for the time being. You feel as though, for the time being, you would absolutely follow her anywhere for any reason whatsoever. Tinywing, on Salislo's shoulder, the other thing that you notice fairly immediately popping into existence, or more specifically out of invisibility, you noticed a ashen-skinned creature flying just above and to the side of Salislo, who kind of looks at you, and they have these beautifully soft moth-like wings, and approximately the same size as yourself. They do have a bow drawn, though. Not drawn on either of you, but it is drawn, and they are waiting. But they look at you, Tinywing, and this creature just gives the slightest little respectful nod in your direction. And each of the rest of you will also notice one of these creatures pop out of invisibility, just out of reach of yourselves. So that's one for both Salislo and Tinywing. 2, 3, 4 of these creatures will
5 of these creatures?
appear. 4. There's one with
Tinywing and Sal
Salislo
combined.
Tinywing. That appear, and very similarly, they are guarded. They don't say anything to you at all, and they seem to be kind of scanning the area. They're not specifically being hostile towards you, but they appear ready for action. Over the course of your traversal through the Fey-bog, Venara 3 times maybe stops,
Right.
and will kind of point in a particular direction, and the 2 creatures that were guarding her, the Maiamols, will immediately yeet off out into the Fey-bog, and when she stops, she indicates for the rest of you to stop also.
Absolutely do not stop.
And I'll have who's in the rear, Vermillion, roll a perception check for me.
Ugh. Every fucking time, eh? All right. 22.
Okay. When the 2 creatures head out into the Fey-bog, you were the first to notice another 2 immediately take their place. Coming in behind you, they kind of stare at you as they
Fuck, she's cool.
slink past on these massively clawed hands. They
Can't be hot and cool. It's illegal.
I
stare
know,
at you,
it's
Vermillion,
banned.
and make their way
Hey guys.
past the rest of you, and each in turn look up at you.
I toss one an apple.
These incredibly large slivering teeth, and you notice there's assorted fungus kind of growing off them. These creatures are full of the potential of violence, but
Same.
these 2, when the other 2 are sent into the Fey-bog, very obediently roll up beside Venara. Inevitably, when these pauses occur, the 2 will return, and the other 2 vanish into the bog. This happens twice, maybe 3 times over the course of your journey.
Can I, if it's cool, over the course of the journey, being, I think, as we've determined, it's Sal with Tinywing, then me, then Lilith. Can I want to spend time as we're traversing as a bounty hunter that I feel like is good at sizing up prey. Not necessarily seeing this person as prey, but being that type of person. Is there anything that I pick up that Venara is carrying or behavioral things that she is doing that are interesting or like different to things that I have seen before or notable in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. The no even check required. Kind of looking at this creature, you notice part of her kind of get up is this net made of reeds and kind of woven together swamp vegetation. And kind of trying to get a bit of a closer look at it, you notice that it is absolutely thorned, and you're fairly certain that that's the only obvious weapon that she has on her person. The sense that you get is she would rely on a combination of her own innate skills, the magic that she wields, and the allies that are clearly entirely subservient to her.
Yeah, right.
Should any kind of encounter arise.
I think, like, additionally to that, if it's cool, like, Malia's whole shtick is that, like, after a terrible, terrible experience she had, she's not gonna probably attack something that she thinks she can't take. Looking at this person, if she were to, like, determine that shit, everything's going south and I have no choice, would I get the sense that this is someone that I could take on?
Well, great question. I think
not because I want to, but because I need to understand, like, do I need to run if shit goes haywire, or do I need to fight back?
Yeah, bro, if you could just post her stat block in the Discord, that would be
Not
great.
even that. Not even that. I feel like it's potentially even more of an insight thing. Like it's a how tough does this bitch be?
I think Mailia, sizing her up, she is far more
Size
hardy,
8.
far more hardy than she appears.
Right.
Nonetheless, I think Malia's assessment would be that collectively the group could certainly have a chance against her individually.
Right.
With
backup, we're fucked.
4 Aridnes, the moth-winged creatures that are there, and the 4 Maiamols that you have seen with her. Possibly an entirely different story.
Yeah, cool.
You're also fairly certain that those 2 Maiamols are being sent out to deal with threats that are not making their way to you.
Cool.
As a consequence of their intervention.
Love that. Fucking makes her hotter. So great. Excellent.
On that note, I will have everyone roll an Arcana check, please.
Arcanois.
Arcanois.
Arcanois. 19.
11.
10.
Nat 20 for 27.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
As the only non-magical person here, this makes incredible sense that I roll a natural 1 for a total of 1.
Tinywing and Vermillion, you feel the hair on your skin stand on end as you enter a part of the Fey-bog that it is immediately apparent to you is under the total and complete dominion of someone. The both of you can be relatively certain that you are entering the domain of Mud-Eye Maggie proper. And this place feels different. You feel watched. You feel... Tinywing, for you, It's almost like an audible buzzing in your ear. Not a ringing, not a scream, but something in between without sound. A knowledge that here, you are not the one in control. And you never could be. Vermillion, I think you will have explored areas in which entities like this reside in the past, so you're familiar with the feeling, and are similarly aware that this is not a place in which you can claim success as your own. Whether you live or die here is no longer your choice, is the way that you feel.
Business as usual, then.
It's at this point also Salislo and Tinywing. You no longer feel the charmed effect that you have had so far with Venara. And you sort of shake that off. You're aware that you have been enraptured by this creature in some way. But she's taken no action against you. It seems as though it's just the natural result of her gifts and talents. About 20 minutes or so from this point, Venara will stop. And there is what looks to be a small dirt path making its way through a wooded area into a clearing that you can't quite see into. There is mist and fog that settles on this place. And just before the clearing, two blackened, twisted, incredibly large trees, from which step out two dryads. I think almost all of you will be familiar with dryads. Mailia, you'll have absolutely heard of these creatures, but probably may not have seen one in your travels necessarily. The stories that most of you are familiar with regards to dryads are that they are these beautiful creatures, green and lush and full of nature. That is not what you see. These two step out from the black and twisted trees, and it's as though their limbs are made of dried, twisted wood. There are dead thorns falling from what might be called their hair. Brambles extend to make their fingers and curl, twisting in and out, and they wait.
Rolled another 10.
Venara turns back to you all. Well, we're here. And this is where I get to say, thankfully, goodbye to you all.
Cool. Is there like a check-in desk or something?
Ignoring the smart-ass comment from Vermillion, she turns to the two dryadic creatures.
It was a genuine question.
The tall one has a mouth. The one with the mohawk, I'm not sure how he's still alive.
Technically, we all have mouths, but all right.
I will say to Venara, I will say, goodbye insinuates that we won't see you again, and I think we might at some point in time.
I hope so.
Why would you think that?
Just a feeling.
Oh, I'm touched, truly.
Oh no, not that type of feeling.
And again, I'm touched, truly.
Sorry, that was me.
and she will slowly remove herself from the conglomerations of all of you. The two dryad creatures step to the side, clearly indicating that you were to head into the clearing area.
Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Addy, two things. One, I've sent you a question on Discord. Two, just for the sake of this, ever since the night with Palos, I have kept an eye on the thing that I've put back inside my holy symbol. And during this whole journey, I have held that thing in my fucking hand so tightly.
You've kept what? Sorry, I was reading whilst you were explaining that to me.
Oh, the thing that I keep in my holy symbol that I swallowed and vomited.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and it's in your hand?
It's in the holy symbol in my hand.
It's back where it belongs.
Where it belongs.
Yeah, gotcha. Great.
And I have been checking on it daily.
Still there.
No.
Are you
Yeah,
doing
well,
this...
some of my other shit wasn't, so I've just got to check, eh?
Are you doing this openly in front of all of these creatures?
Just like where, because it's like attached to my belt. I kind of got my hands looped into my belt with it under my hand.
Okay.
Keep your pants up.
You're fine in that case. Yeah, these dryads.
Truly so dry.
Silently, they really are. These are definitely not hot. They look dry.
Tell that to my D10.
And roughly barked in every possible way.
Woof.
And are essentially featureless also. The closest thing to features that they might have are what almost look like bloody tears coming from hollows that may be where their eyes are. And they wait.
Well, that way, I guess.
Yeah, I'm heading in. Let's go.
Great. There's one last chance for an interaction with Venara if anyone would like to risk it.
We all make out with her consistently.
Look, that's for the fanfic. I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
anyway,
Canon.
guys, check out the Lore Rights on Patreon, where we write fan fiction of all our adventures.
Don't promise that. You know they will.
Listen, I feel like
Patreon
Ash
that
has
doesn't
got the
exist.
fanfic covered.
Listen,
The Lorites
I only
Ko-Fi.
write fanfic about MILFs.
Speaking
I
I'm
feel like
of...
qualified.
NBC has the fanfic covered.
Excellent.
And you can gain access to exclusive fanfic for a very, very low price.
Emerging through...
$10.
Stop that.
It's free.
Emerging through this gap in the wooded area, you see a cottage. It looks real cute. It is on... The space opens up around you. It is marshed. There is a little wooden pier that leads up to this cottage. It's made of like almost like a bluestone type material and just this like straw kind of thatching, a lazy wisp of smoke coming out of a chimney at the top of it.
Smoke method.
And the door is open and a dim and warm light spills from it and two windows at its side.
I'm gonna go peek in through the window. Like a gargoyle.
How long is the dock? how far from the house is the dock? How far from us is the dock?
The beginning.
Like, stop saying
walking
dock.
through the
The beginning of yes, please. The beginning of
This is what the
this.
kids call docking. It's come full circle, baby girl.
The beginning of this pier-like structure built into the fucking swamp.
Truly PLS.
Is about, we'll say, 10 feet from where you emerge into this open space. It extends maybe 40 feet and directly onto kind of a large stilted porch of this little cottage.
I'm going to go and look in the window.
Excellent. Vermillion strolling up the pier. Peeks in the window. You see, and it's a bit grimy, the windows. Like, it's not...
It's a bog. What do you expect?
Spotless. It's a bog, right? Like, there's grime around. But you see what looks like a very humble little living space through that window. There is a large, kind of comfy but also incredibly aged chair to your left. On the far wall you see a almost overly large fireplace with just a little cauldron hung up in it, a relatively small fire underneath. To the right hand side of the room you see a elderly woman in what looks to be like a wooden rocking chair, and her incredibly long fingers and sharpened nails just tap together once, stare at you directly through the window. One of those fingers longly curls and she just beckons you in.
Hey guys! I think she wants us to come inside.
Can I perception check just the vibes of the place around? Like, can we hear insects, a general school of the bog? Is there anything like there's obviously a bog, water, presumably there is bog water. Is there anything appears to be living in the bog, or is this like entirely void of life aside from like the natural elements? What the fuck was that?
How many thousands of phase spirits would you say are in the bottom of this bog?
Yeah. How many skulls can I see?
You can roll a perception check. Any of you who wish to kind of get a sense for the area can also do so.
I would like to guide myself doing this. Does anything happen when I do that, or is my magic nullified in this area?
Your magic is not nullified.
Not nullified? Cool. Sweet. What is my perception score? So many numbers. 30.
Bam.
That is a 19 plus 8 plus 3.
Anyone else looking to get a sense of the area?
No, perception's overrated. I'm going in the hut.
Agreed.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am on Team Vermillion here. I am not relying on perception. I am going straight towards our objective.
Should we hold hands and go in the hut?
I won't hold hands, but I will go in the hut with you.
And Sal will follow close behind those two.
Sal, do you want to hold hands?
Sure, okay.
Thanks. Just very, very violently grabs Sal's hand.
There's like a glance that Tinywing gets during this "do you want to hold hands" experience. It's like
Just utter confusion. That's all you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, hard same, but also like
Soft same.
alrighty.
Okay.
It's like I'm following them, but also taking the time to observe.
Yeah. You, Lilith. Roll me separately an intelligence check, please.
Oh, the one I'm good at. I actually have a positive modifier. but it's not ever 7.
That's almost 8.
That's almost 8.
What you notice is this place is teeming with life, and it is very much exactly what you would expect, and have certainly encountered in the Fey-bog so far. There are absolutely insects. There are the croaking of frogs and toads. Vermillion,
Fucking toads.
you hear they are far more respectful. There is none of the vitriol that you'll become accustomed to these toads absolutely slinging at you and anything or anyone that comes anywhere close to their path.
Polite toads.
Correct. With a 30, Lilith, what you will notice is the fetid stench that you would expect from this kind of an area.
Smells like feet.
You don't.
Yes.
You do not perceive. So that kind of bog stench that you've slugged your way through now for days appears to be absent from this area entirely. The other thing you'll notice is the dryads will follow all of you
How closely?
a respectful distance.
Okay, cool.
Say 20 feet from you, but they are absolutely making known that they are behind you as you individually approach on this pier towards the cottage. The other thing with a 30 that you'll notice is it's not only the dryads, the 2 trees themselves that you passed on your way in have also somewhat closed the distance between where they were.
Follow-up question, are either of them Narvel root?
No.
Okay. I was just trying to throw you off with that one.
Nice try. But no, they are not. But they are they have absolutely moved.
Okay. I follow everyone else, but I knock before, and wait for permission to enter the house before I actually enter it.
Come in, sweetie.
Then I will enter.
What the rest of you all doing?
I feel like we were entering before Lilith, so yeah.
Well, Vermillion was definitely at the window, but didn't knock. He just wandered on in.
Oh yeah, no, we all just, I believe, based
door-
on what
the door
we
was
said,
open.
we just all wandered in.
Yeah, excellent. The first thing that you notice, other than the hag herself, is at her side a large green-skinned creature, size-wise kind of somewhere between a goblin and a troll, and it lays just on the opposite side of the
Troblin
chair, so not quite in view through the window necessarily, but lays next to her feet like a large satisfied hound next to the fire. And the fucking musculature on this creature is insane. And it looks up lazily at the woman you can only imagine is Mud-Eye Maggie, and she reaches down lazily and just gives a little scratch behind its long pointed ear and looks up at all of you.
Please describe Mud-Eye Maggie so that we can figure out how hot she is or isn't.
Yeah, we get a bit of a long fingers, and obviously what those fingers do, but also like
Not
get
if
a
they've
little
got
bit more-
claws on them. I almost called you Vermillion, but not if they've got claws on them.
That would be correct.
Long, gnarled, crone-like fingers with taut, wrinkled skin over her knuckles. Healthy, certainly. Tall, Certainly. She hunches over in her chair, and you estimate while she's seated, she must be at least 8 feet, perhaps, tall.
While
Long,
hunched.
straggly, grey hair hangs down, and at the tips, almost certainly mud, and you see perhaps some kind of dirty water dripping every now and again from there.
Okay, and how do her
to the
eyes
floor
look?
below.
Muddy?
I rolled a 3.
Singular?
She's average, you know. She's a 5.
Her left eye is almost devoid of color, but imbued with a intelligence that seems to shine from out of her. There's a brightness to it. Her right eye is the deepest, darkest brown. It is mud itself, and it's, for a moment, it's almost as if you can see a tear of mud dripping from that eye, but then that appears to be gone. It's as though you imagined it. Her teeth, as she smiles when you enter, are just a little bit too sharp, yellowed, except for a few. Some are slightly more brown.
Listen, apparently Mailia thinks this is the base average.
One
like,
or
this is
two.
like
I
true
rolled a 3.
average.
Are slightly whiter. And she invites you all in with her large hands, and it indicates a table in the center of the room at which there are half a dozen cups of some kind of steaming brew. And she reaches over to the fireplace, takes a ladle, pours into one of these cups and takes it for herself and sips. Please, make yourself comfortable. I hear you've been looking for me. And when she blinks, the muddy red eye squelches just a little.
Oh no. Oh, that's viscerally uncomfortable.
When you say you heard, how'd you hear?
Was it by singing? I could be a little loud.
You'll have to grace me with your tunes at some point. No,
I don't
Okay.
think
friends.
anyone wants that.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Sorry, carry on.
Vermillion, is Astidus back in your pack, or is Astidus still out?
Astus, I think, probably has, of their own volition, gone back into the bag when we entered this kind of area that was, kind of very unsettlingly controlled by Mud-Eye Maggie.
So how'd you hear?
I have many friends in this place. They come to me, they tell me things. They told me of a group of... She spits on the ground when she says this. Adventurers. Making their way through the wilds, through the dangers.
I'd prefer not to be called an adventurer, but
Yeah,
great.
I
Which of
feel
your
like-
advisors told you?
Yeah, I feel like we're more lawyer, points to Mailia, assassin, points to Lilith, mercenary, points to Tinywing, royal, points to Sal, and Dilf. I don't know if you call any of those adventurers.
And that is why I have invited you here to my home. That you might share with me who you are.
That's great, but who of your companions informed you of our arrival?
Was it the toads?
What do you think of the toads?
Your toads are much more polite than the toads outside of here. How'd you do that?
They know well that they must behave around me. I dislike the volatile spewings of their kin.
Yeah, that's truly so horrific.
You're not answering my question.
Oh yeah, were there any specific friends that told you we were coming? Like,
And you know what? If you don't
Buffman?
want to, that's probably okay, but I'd like to know the answer.
You're right. I'm not answering your question.
Great. I'd like to be right sometimes.
happens so rarely.
No, that's incorrect, but thank you.
So tell me, what is so urgent that you'd seek me out in my own domain?
I feel like the best of us that could answer this question, just truly because they have so many opinions and feelings, is Lilith.
You're right, we should have invited you to us.
Ah, the polite one. And as she says that, Venara will enter, standing in the doorway, just up against the door frame.
Hey, Mailia, you were right.
Oh,
She's back.
she's not always so polite.
Twice in one day.
To which Maggie only raises an eyebrow. Now, Venara, we will be hospitable to our guests. And Venara will curtsy and remove herself from the doorway. And I think Lilith, to you and Sal, and even Tinywing, you have an intrinsic understanding of this Vermillion, possibly also
Yeah, fuck you, Mailia.
The phrasing itself is incredibly important. The concept of hospitability, sure, is important. And for whatever reason, the implication was that barring your exit from this place was an act of inhospitability. And Venara has removed herself from that. She's still lingering outside, for certain, but she's no longer barring your way. Maggie looks to Lilith.
I think for all of Lilith's general bravado and the way that she carries herself on a day-to-day basis, standing here right now, she looks, despite the height, very small and very humbled, and her head is lowered. I do apologize, Auntie, that we encroached upon your domain without an explicit invitation. You are correct in assuming that we have a matter of some urgency. You were one of the two options presented to us, and it was your eternal wisdom that seemed the better choice. Have you heard of Darkhan the Oathrife? Just for context, you guys understand that this is auntie in like the respectful sense, not in a familial sense. This is like, you call hags auntie. This is what you do. Because I can see Emily smirking at me and I'm just like, it's trust, respect.
Oh no, I'm smirking at you for a completely other reason, but that's fine.
Is it because I look really cute?
No, it's because Emily's about to cut the hag's finger off.
That long gnarled finger is mine.
Do you know what I don't have in my finger collection? A long finger.
Yet.
Can you imagine how useful a hag finger could be?
Like a monkey's paw.
Because of how poorly I rolled, I'm not going to make any of you roll for this. At the mention of Darkhan, there is the subtlest of twitches of her eyebrow.
Which eyebrow? The gross one?
No, the left.
Okay.
Eyebrow twitch of the left, slow, squelchy blink of both eyes. One slightly after the other.
Why? Why do you do this to me?
She...
I can hear it.
To you, Lilith, she responds, "You say you haven't received an invitation. You are here, are you not?" And she smiles a wide, toothy grin.
The door was open.
As for the Oathrife, I am familiar.
You guys buds or?
I will hold my hands up and slowly reach into the bag of holding and pull out the prison ring and take a step forward and present it to her. It would appear.
How obviously is this a presentation versus a threat?
How would it be a threat? I've got my other hand up and it is just the hand leaning into her space, not my body. And it is slow.
Oh yeah, I don't recommend you put that on. If you had the inclination. I did it once and it wasn't good.
She nods at you, Vermillion.
Can I finish what I've got to fucking say?
Yeah, go
Sorry.
for it.
Thank you. By accident, he is released. And he escaped to perhaps the Shadowfell to regain his strength.
A long nailed thumb and finger slowly reach into your palm.
I do not flinch or break eye contact.
She takes.
It's like the most uncomfortable pair of tweezers.
It truly is. And she takes the ring.
Insert, don't put that on if I were you.
For a moment, her mud-filled eye stares at you, Lilith, through the ring. So you're not adventurers. You are fools. And she throws the ring back at you, Lilith.
I mean,
Just
I
for the
passed
sake
the
of
bar
brevity.
once.
Just for the sake of brevity, I'm going to recount the events of Valkyr about the dolls and the portrait and how the creepy voice told us to put the ring on, and also how the Oathrife attacked us first. And we responded in self-defense because we didn't know any better. Because we were just level 2 at the time. Look at us now, level 6. So much wiser.
Truly not any
After
wiser at
this,
all.
hopefully level 7.
Well, after this, we're re-rolling characters. Like, we're not making it out of this place alive.
Okay. And so over the course of telling this story, is anyone else contributing to this?
Vermillion would interject with a series of appropriate witty puns.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Mailia?
I would not be adding to the conversation. In fact, what I think I would be doing is moving to the back of the party and attempting to keep eyes on Vanara. I want to see her reaction to anything that she overhears within this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to note that I do not spill the secrets of anyone's abilities. I do not tell her about Sal's ability to command time, nor what I'm sure I've ever heard about Tinywing's Amethyst Court stuff. I don't talk about Vermillion's 1,700 jobs or his ability to shotgun eggs out of his ass. And I especially don't mention that Mailia is a Dampier, nor that she bit the Oathrife.
Do you tell her about the werewolf bites, just out of curiosity?
Not yet. We're not up to
Not
that
yet.
part.
Okay, we haven't
That
got
comes
that far.
later. I'm just telling her about the first bit of our adventure.
Great. I would also politely request if I could pat her dog.
The
I thought you said it was an ogre.
Yeah,
Or a troll.
whatever.
It looks at you and growls. A truly saliva-ridden growl.
Does he like apples? Would you like an apple, buddy?
she turns to Vermillion and says, "You can certainly try." And continues listening to the story. Tinywing, would you be contributing anything to this telling of the tale?
Not yet, no.
Okay. And Sal?
Sal will just be sitting there very quietly, but he will be very intently watching Maggie and absolutely everything she does.
Excellent.
Can I get to the end of the story?
Something before you do. Entirely new to you, Sal. Somewhat surprising. But somehow you are immediately aware of where this is coming from. Is a voice. It's not the same voice that you're familiar with of Yolnir, but you know that it is the bound spirit of Yolnir talking to you and only you, as the wielder of the Sword of the White Well. And he is just in a low, not so mirthful voice, saying over and over again, "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck."
Wow, buy me dinner first, bro.
It's just, maybe, yeah.
Save it for a wild hunt, buddy. Jeez.
Lilith, as you were.
Oh, because he's hearing this for the first time as well, I think.
Do I just really quickly pick up anything from Venara?
From Venara. She's just very casually hanging outside. She's just kind of leaning back next to one of the
Yeah, but like,
the
is
two
she
windows.
chill about this? Or is she like not chill
Looking
about
at
this?
her, it feels like she has never not been chill a moment of her existence.
Fuck, she's hot. Okay, great.
Lilith, please continue the story.
So towards at the end of the story, the Oathrive neglected to take with him an artifact of. Wait, hang on. Where was the scroll? This is the tongue scroll.
Salazar.
Right, it was looted off of the body. No, like we get it. I was like, there was a scroll in the safe. No, that was a scroll of Hallow. Okay.
No, was it in the tomb?
Yeah, we looted it from the body.
Mm-hmm.
Tomb scroll.
Nessie Brittleweed looted it from the body and then opened it, screamed for a minute.
Yeah, we were tomb scrolling.
Mm.
On his person was an item of immense magical power. While I and Velcure were able to surpass its defenses, it is unreadable to us, and we believe it holds the location of other such items that would allow us to right the wrong that we have unknowingly perpetuated.
Also, it was Sal's fault.
Fuck's sake, Dick. We came here to beseech your aid in reading it so that we might be able to fix this. Stop rolling shit, it's making me nervous.
Is that the end of the tale? The query?
Yes.
And why would you need me to aid you in this? Precisely.
We can't read.
We were informed that you would possibly have the ability to read it, where we could not.
A very strange suggestion, but one that nonetheless has me curious. Hand it over then.
Can I roll insight on this as this is happening?
Sure.
I want to see if she actually thinks this is curious or whether she's just being fucking facetious. Like,
sure.
What's she doing?
I would like to gently roll an apple over towards the dog.
the definitely not a dog glares at this apple. And, like, it
What
doesn't
color
have...
apple though?
Yeah, what color apple?
Oh, it's a red apple.
Boo. You're
Shut
wrong,
up.
but okay.
Whoa.
Sorry, green apples are the best.
Yeah, sure, but I'm just telling you what came out of the bag.
Those infinite apples.
He takes it, stares at you, Vermillion, kind of sits up against the wall of this house, kind of stares at the apple, and just kind of swallows the thing whole, crunching it in his mouth as he does so.
Good boy.
I rolled a
Or girl.
22 for insight.
Oh, thank you. I forgot you'd asked to do a thing.
Yeah, like that seems on brand for you, Promethean. Just forgetting things that I do.
Bro just got distracted by my shit fuckery.
More or less.
Well, you try to advance the plot.
You have a hair caught in your eyelash and it's bothering.
Me?
Well, it's not me or Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just have beard hairs. Just hanging out.
It was like hanging, it looked like winged eyeliner, and I was like, damn, his eyeliner's sharper than mine. And I was like, hold on. Hold on a second, motherfucker. You don't wear eyeliner.
With that insight,
And I worked hard on this, okay?
I just woke up like this. With that insight check, there appears to be no malicious undertones to her conversation at all.
Doesn't
thus
matter
far.
if it's malicious. I
That-
still want to know.
She was perhaps a little bit bored with the storytelling, but her curiosity is genuinely engaged. She has become, over the course of having been told these events, somewhat interested in the nature of this scroll.
Okay.
Salislo will get the scroll out of his bag.
Yeah, Lilith fucking steps fully out of the way and just gestures to him. Sal, meet the bus.
And he'll stick the scroll on the table and just sort of push it into the middle. Here's the scroll that we've been talking about.
Before you have a chance to back away from the table, Salislo.
Oh no, I'm not backing. I'm staying sitting there. Like I literally put it on the table and then just like kind of push it across.
Okay, excellent. Faster than you can see, she stands next to you.
Oh,
Not at full height, still hunched and 8 feet tall, towering over you, clutches the scroll, lifts it in front of you. How did you come by this?
Oh, if you want to finish reading it, you have to scroll down a little bit.
How are you not dead?
Listen, we very nearly were, but here we are.
I mean, I don't know. The others might have a better idea than me.
I tried to read it, but I couldn't make anything out of it.
You?
Yep, me.
I literally just told her this.
Hello, I'm Vermillion. I tried to read the scroll. Didn't work. Sorry.
She takes her seat.
Where does she take it? To another room?
She sits down upon
Thank you.
her seat, once again seeming somewhat smaller, and holds it in her hand, spinning it around and around and around. These.
I don't think she can read either.
Oh, I can read it.
Oh, good.
The question is, why would you want me to?
I just fucking explained it to her. Did she not listen?
No, she tuned out most of your story. You're
It was like the first thing I said was that we
long.
came into possession of a magical artifact that we thought held the key to defeating the Oathright. It was the first fucking thing I said.
How exactly?
And then I told her the story.
This cannot help you with the Oathright.
What does it do? What is it for?
What do you want it to do?
Oh, is it one of those things? Like,
And she'll begin to spin it slowly between her fingers.
Look, there are several things I might want it to do. But I'd rather just ask you directly without my compatriots here for very, very specific reasons. Maybe if I whisper it to you. Do you mind if I, Can I just in your ear a little bit? Just so they can't hear me?
Nothing would please me more.
Okay.
I will warn you.
Mm.
You are guests in this household.
Yeah. That's absolutely why I asked permission and didn't just do it.
I would encourage you to be honest about your intentions.
Listen, I'm just learning that this scroll could do more than one thing, okay?
Lest my hospitality be revoked.
Got it. Best behavior, guys. I'll be in just truly a second. And then Vermillion is going to just approach Mad-Eye Maggie, and although he is like 6'4", including Mohawk, she's still taller than me seated.
Yeah, she's 8 foot tall seated.
She's 8 foot tall.
8 foot tall was the guess of her height whilst seated. I'd say maybe just a little bit shorter. Like you'd have to bend down just a little bit.
Yeah, would you? Yeah, would you? Could you? Yeah.
Yeah. And in doing so, you hear the squelch of her muddy eye truly so much more clearly.
Hey, could the scroll bring someone's family back from the dead?
She raises her head to your ear, and as she does so, a rough, stone-like tongue licks its way up your neck to the lobe of your ear. Perhaps. But it would be such a waste. And she leans back in her chair again.
Okay. Then scampers back to somewhere else other than there. So apparently this scroll could do a lot of things, guys. I assume world-changing, earth-shattering things.
Well, like we had something very specific to do with it, right? I mean, that's what Lilith was talking about before.
Yeah, I feel like Lilith really
We
just
won't
laid
fight.
everything out on the table.
Was
Lilith, in fact, did not lay truly so much out on the table.
No,
That's true, but
and
She did the
everything
bare
of
minimum.
importance related to this scroll.
Lilith's specific reference to the scroll was thinking that it could help them defeat the Oathright, yes?
Mm.
That is not specific at all, in any way. That is incredibly vague. And downright rude.
The dragon Galkathir implied that the scroll may point us in the location of a number. I said this! I already fucking said this part! About that the scroll would point us in the direction of artifacts that may help us defeat Darkhan. That's what we were told by Galkathir.
Are you yelling at the hag right now?
Fuck, dude, stop gaslighting me. No, I'm
she's
yelling
yelling
at
you
you
specifically,
fuck.
Lord Daddy.
Excellent. She points.
Stop trying
Hey,
to
Lord Daddy, drink your juice.
She points. She points at Salislo with one long bony finger. You I like. Go on.
Oh, shite. I mean, like, pretty much there's a fuck. Hey, Tinywing, do you want to maybe fill in some gaps here as well?
Just
Try.
just above the table, I guess. Do any of you remember the name of the thing that you're looking for specifically?
My brain is too to mush. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Okay.
Hang
that's
on, let me
fair.
go back through my notes and see if I can find it.
Sure, I can let you know.
Wait,
if
you're
you'd
asking
like
us to remember stuff from the campaign? How dare
Yeah,
you?
what
Right?
I
kind of
don't think
DM
we were
does that,
ever
man?
told
Gee.
this. Oh Jesus!
You were so
Oh.
absolutely told this information, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a note about it.
Likely at least 4 months ago, but that's fine.
True. That is entirely fair. And I don't think I dropped it in the recap, which was truly so rude of me. I'm sorry.
I should
Yeah,
have.
do you know what? This is all your fault.
It's all
Fuck
my
you.
fault.
Lord Daddy, you hate us.
No,
Wow.
Should have.
I'm not
I-
angry. I'm just very disappointed.
So
And
it's
do
a
you know
Varel,
what?
which is an
I'm
instrument
into
of
that.
prophecy.
Sorry, Ash.
We were not. It's called a Varel. It's an instrument of prophecy. We have Bone Haft, which is the magic dagger that he also had.
Mhm.
But we were just told by Galkathir that the scroll point us possibly in the direction of other Varel that
Mm.
could help us defeat.
And there's
Dark
one
Arm.
specifically that he's asked you to recover.
My notes I just checked.
Well, he just wanted that. That
I
wasn't
have-
a thing. That wasn't
My
Dark
my
Arm
notes-
related. He just wanted that heart.
My notes are so chaotic, but like and again, I'd have to scroll back through so many paragraphs, but the first thing that came up was the Book of Tongues may hold the key. And I feel like that was important
Just
somehow.
Sent it to you over.
Yeah, I
Oh, thank
literally
you.
just said the heart, but
Oh, is it the heart of the
the
thing?
Haven Tree, the wooden
Yeah.
blood drop.
Yeah, no, that's
But
right.
I'm sure that was just a
The
request
heart,
that he
the
made.
heart of the Haven Tree.
Rather than something he implied would be the best thing to do about
this
Dark Arm.
specific quest that Galkathir has tasked Mailia with is
That's right.
recovery of the heart of the Haven Tree.
That's right.
Yes,
and that
but the
was
thing that he
written
specifically
directly up there.
tasked Mailia with is not the thing that he specifically told us that the thing would do, and is not necessarily the specific thing that everyone else is doing. I am not fucking lying to this hag, Promethean. Stop gaslighting me, because you didn't tell me everything that was necessary 6 months ago.
You have this conversation with the hag.
No, you need to retcon it, because your misunderstanding is not my problem.
Cool. Mailia at this point goes, I was tasked with something very specific.
Good save.
Thank you so much. And it's recovering the heart of the Haven Tree.
You wish to find the Varel with the scroll.
I don't wish to. I've just been told
This
that I
one.
should.
Says otherwise, pointing to Lilith.
What the fuck is a Varel if not a powerful magical artifact, Promethean?
Do you understand the dangers of what it is you seek?
No, I actually don't. And why I say this specifically is because, listen, all this magic bullshit is really not my forte. And a lot of shit has just come to surface that I wasn't really expecting to have to deal with. I was just here to get paid and do a fucking job. Everything else that has come from this is really just like a bonus Kinder Surprise.
What the fuck is that?
That's a thing that exists now.
Yeah.
Probably comes from a wild-shaped Vermillion.
I think some of us do have a concept of danger. Not me, though. I've barely realized the danger I'm in half the time normally. I just roll another apple over to the... Definitely not a dog.
There are two things I want out of my existence. Number one, to get paid for the jobs that I do. Number two, is to, if I ever come across the people that fucking wronged my family, to absolutely spill every single person's blood involved with that crime. Everything else in between is fucking fodder. So, continue. Give us whatever it is that we need so that I can get paid.
A very bold request.
But honest.
I am being nothing if not honest, which I think you would or should respect. Because I feel like around you, a lot of people just fancy foot and maybe just don't tell you exactly what it is that they want or need.
The
I'm
toads, for
doing
example.
exactly that. And I do it, honestly, with absolute fucking fear in my heart because you are terrifying. But I'm nothing if not honest.
I can and will
Backflip.
read this scroll for you. If you all do something for me.
Go on, outline your cost.
Oh, a quid pro quo. We've done that before.
And I'll give you a choice.
There's a 0 in the pro.
Oh, that's the episode title.
You can retrieve something for me.
Are you gonna tell us what, or are you just gonna throw it out there?
Or you can undertake a test. I warn you, it is unlikely you'll survive the test. Choose wisely.
Can I roll insight on that?
You can.
Can we have some details about the test?
You cannot.
Okay. Also,
Total
is it just Mailia, or is it
26.
all of us that have to do the test?
You have motherfucking D.
And
Hello.
every one.
Sal's-
of D and friends,
Sal's-
welcome.
GMD.
Sal's wife.
Hold on, wait.
themself.
No, fuck Sal's wife. My wife. My
Whoa.
wife.
Collectively,
Wow.
truly,
My wife.
collectively,
Wow.
truly, everyone's wife.
Incredible. Hey, hi, welcome. Sword of the Skulls, 5th edition D&D. These
Allegedly.
goons are talking to a hag.
With mild success.
They wanted to read a scroll. She's agreed to do it.
I need you to know how much I've been monitoring G's chat to make sure whether she's still live when we finish this episode.
Yeah.
So that we can redirect the raid there. So this is really awkward and embarrassing for everyone.
You're awkward and embarrassing.
Playing Mass Effect for the first time ever.
Excellent. First time.
Yeah.
Okay, so a choice has been presented to you. She will read the scroll.
Wait. What's my 26 insight get me?
yeah.
The choice as a recap for the incoming raiders who we love dearly. Hey, thanks, hi, welcome, etc. Is between retrieval of something that Maggie desires or a test. With a 26 on insight, she is absolutely serious in her belief that you will not survive the test.
Excellent.
Has Sal ever heard anything about like the
A test?
legendary tests of Mud-Eye Maggie or anything like that?
No, and so
Ooh.
Sal's run a couple of checks on knowledge of Maggie in the past, and your knowledge of what people go to Maggie for is small fish by comparison. You know, I want my neighbor's house to fall down because I want to extend my fence line. I want this person to fall in love with me, these kinds of things. And you're aware that she asks a price, but what that price is, the cost that is paid, is never discussed.
Okay. That's
Do
cool.
I have an idea?
No, you won't.
I was just wondering,
Mhm.
sitting on Sal's shoulder, if I could quickly pull out my book
Mm-hmm.
and send a message to Galkafia.
A book of tests.
and and say urgent, need response. Do you know what Mud-Eye Maggie's test might involve?
Have to watch the entire Twilight franchise.
It's
That
a
would hurt.
fucking Twilight marathon.
No surviving that.
No.
Look, it's a fun
Not
time.
unscathed, that's for sure.
Galkafir
Mm.
begins a response. And there's possibly 3 words that start writing in your book, and they would be I am afraid I'm, and then the book snaps shut in front of you.
No cheating.
Are exactly the words
Mm.
that come out of Maggie's mouth.
I knew it.
I'm
What
sorry,
is
what's
it that-
cheating?
I'll tell you what. I will
I'll tell you
give
when.
a little clue.
Hmm.
For a tooth.
Mm-mm.
One little tooth.
Mm-mm.
I don't want any of us to do that.
Little
can I
I'm
just
gonna-
say?
And as
Very
she says this, the illusion of this cottage falls around her, and the entire interior of this cottage,
There it is.
floor to ceiling,
His teeth.
is teeth
Fucking
Aw.
hell.
of every
Fuck.
kind of creature that you could possibly imagine. There are
Oh,
fangs
no.
the length of your arm. There are little tiny baby teeth. The
It's unpleasant.
brickwork around the fireplace is replaced with what could only almost be wyvern teeth in this archway.
Is the table teeth?
The table is not teeth. The table remains
Okay.
a table.
Is the chair's teeth?
The chairs are not teeth. The chairs remain
Okay.
chairs.
Okay, so it's not entirely
it is,
teeth.
The walls, though, are entirely bone white, yellowed, brown, blackened, assorted. Thousands of teeth.
Wow, I love
Slide
what you've
a
done with the
box
place.
across the table
Sorry, say
because I slide a box from my pack across the table to her. Because canonically, Lilith, for whatever reason, has a box full of teeth. It's been in my inventory since day one.
That's true, it has. I've been aware of this box of teeth.
Wow, get
Since day
D20.
one.
Get absolutely D20'd.
again. Roll persuasion with advantage for me, real quick.
How Promethean? Hey, Promethean, how does it feel to get absolutely fucking D20'd in this movie?
What's my persuasion? Okay.
I like it.
It's not terrible.
Okay.
It's okay. So thanks for the advantage, by the way, because it was a 2 and a 19 plus 7 is 26.
Ooh, she snatches at that box, opens it up, sniffs the inside of this box,
You can have one.
and her tongue flicks out
Stop it,
just
no.
a little,
Mm.
and her long claws sort of pick them up and tinkle them, and just make that beautiful sound of
That beautiful porcelain on porcelain sound of teeth.
exactly
Also,
right.
the sound of Twilight vampires kissing.
Yeah.
Canonically, that's what they sound like. Porcelain.
Closes the lid. A generous gift indeed. Demands generosity in return.
Great, so forego the task.
I would like you to establish the whereabouts of my sister. She's gone missing, you see, for quite some time.
Well, you could start with a name.
How long is some time?
Difficult to say, lonely old woman that I am in this humble little abode. But for years, I've tried contacting her to no response. I fear for her well-being. And as I cannot leave this place, And as you are clearly quite a capable group, perhaps you could establish where she is and bring that information back to me.
In
If-
person? Or would some kind of magical message suffice?
It would indeed suffice.
Like a paper plane?
What's a plane?
What's paper?
The plane of paper, magical two-dimensional place.
Oh no, he's gonna Paper Mario us.
Okay. Do you have a name for your sister?
She also named after an ailment?
Alternatively, the test is to remain here and to see if you live.
I'd like to know the name of the
For
person
how
that we're
long?
supposed to find, because I feel like that's the easier task.
What should happen if your sister is dead? Do you still wish to know? Is there a time frame in which you would like to know?
You will have a year,
Parameters. 1 year.
A year.
and I would very much like to know the circumstances of her demise, if indeed she has been taken from me. Which seems
Great. What's her fucking
unlikely.
name? Like, do I have to ask a third time?
My sister,
That is the third time.
impatient
Correct.
one.
You can call me
Agatha.
Mailia.
I will call you whatever I wish.
Agatha,
Interrupt
after all?
me one more time. Agatha Blacktoe.
Interesting naming convention you all have.
She typically resides far in the northeast,
Ugh. Far.
in the cold, in the ice. Find her. Bring to me, or send to me, if you will, information on her whereabouts, alive or otherwise, that I might re-establish my coven, which I will need if you fools are to pursue this insane errand of unveiling the Varel. And I will read your scroll. I will...
Before we set off on this journey to find her.
I don't think you've given us much of a
No.
choice.
So about the test.
Promethean, do I know this name?
Agatha Blacktoe, you do not.
Do any of us know this name?
I do. I had an uncle who was, well, I'll talk about that later, but I think I could probably find it.
Tinywing. You will have read of stories of a hag in the frozen mountains of the north, revered by some of the early settlers of that area. Long thought dead. Certainly nothing in that literature to suggest that she was still active in the world in any way, shape, or form. Mailia, roll, let's say, a history check.
Oh, God. Yeah, sure.
Firstery.
That's an 18.
In your early career, you will have heard stories from other hunters about sacrifices made to appease a hag in that region. No guarantee it's the same person.
Agatha.
That's all any of you will have.
Cool.
Do
So,
we?
like, is the test to just spend one night at a haunted house, or
Do we have an agreement?
Will we be allowed to take the scroll with us?
No.
Mm.
you're not going to show it to the toads, are you?
I will keep this so hidden. None living or dead will be aware that it exists as it should be.
Darkhan knows. Do you
Dark-
not
The
fear him?
Oathrife will not enter my domain.
Huh. Is that because he's a wuss?
Guys, I think this presents us with a perfect opportunity to take out the BBEG in Act 1.
Yeah.
We just, like, open the scroll and leave it on the table. Darkhan may eventually come for it and then just get fucking wrecked by the entire bog.
That's true. Madai Maggie is actually more powerful than Darkhan, which is canonically what we just found out. Imagine what a coven could do.
I have no reason to not accept this deal.
Excellent! She spits in her hand, truly, almost as if from the bog itself, just this giant glob of phlegm and muck into her truly large hand and holds it out.
Mailia will take a sip from her water skin and then spit into her own hand, hoping that when she combines hands, the water with the glob will just wash the glob away.
I see.
As we connect hands, I
And
guess.
Mailia is
Spits-
shaking her hand.
She spits
Yeah.
ranch dressing into her hand.
Amazing, Emily.
Malia,
I'm
which option are you
so
choosing
sorry.
when you shake her
You
hand?
clasp hands with Mud-Eye
It's
Maggie.
Oh no.
Someone
You
had to.
feel
Fucking fade eels.
moistness in between the two of you and a writhing through your entire body that makes you truly so uncomfortable. And you draw your hand away
Beef.
and see an eye in the palm of your hand that blinks wetly at you
Hot.
and then disappears.
Cool.
And that's where we'll leave tonight's session.
I hate that for us.
You agreed to the first one, right? The finding her sister one, right? Not the haunted house evening one,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
100%.
Hey,
I
hi.
didn't ask a
Listen,
single question about the haunted
Jesus.
house, so yes.
I was on board for the test.
We've gone overtime, so we're going to make this wrap up really quick. Hey, thank you guys. I love you all. You're amazing players. Hey, everyone in chat who are super cool and good looking and smart and clever. You're also super cool. Let's throw it around. We'll do some favorite moments real quick. Super quick. Ham.
Teeth, walls, scary, hags, love it.
Cool. Love that. Hey, Saz.
I think it would have to be what was the chick who charmed us? Her.
Vanara.
Yeah,
Hot
her.
forest girl. Yeah.
Hot swamp
Just
forest
all
girl.
of that. All
Mhm.
of that.
Ash.
Being gifted with the gift of prophecy by Apollo, and once again knowing that you were going to do something to fuck us up, i.e., getting the
Take the
Batman to
mace.
steal our mace. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Me and MVC have a chat from like quite a few days ago.
Yeah,
About how
you've
that was gonna be a thing.
Fully got the Cassandra thing going on through this entire campaign. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
This is why I shouldn't play D&D.
Hey, it's
Because I
fine.
got ADHD.
Emily.
My favorite moment is a meta moment, and it's you copying my accent.
It's not the same.
Yeah, kinda.
You
A
don't know.
little.
It's not even
it's-
close. It's an
Yeah, cool. Then my
entirely
favorite
different
moment is how hot each and every one of you look all the time,
accent. Oh,
effortlessly.
MVCDM.
Canonically polite toads.
Fucking excellent. Hey,
That's the episode title.
wonderful. My favorite moment was literally everything that you all did, because fuck me. Fully expected you to start fighting
Just me getting licked. That was
Venara.
something.
Ugh, yeah, that
I
was filth.
absolutely expected you to start a fight with the guide, and I was like, fuck.
It was close.
What's gonna happen?
Nah, she's too hot to fight.
It's true.
She was incredibly hot. Too bad she's never going to be seen again, I guess.
That's what
I
you said
literally
last time, and
had
she was
my
seen in
eyes on
immediately
her
the next
Also,
scene.
entire time.
truly, I need you to understand how favourite the moment that you were finally here is, because this is my Harrow, right? So the whole thing of, hey, this was meant to happen 3-4 sessions in to the entire campaign. We're here now.
Yeah, we were on a boat for a while.
Yeah, that's fair. So I love that for all of us. Hey, I'm going to get you all to do outros for yourself real quick, and then we're going to find someone to raid to, and then we're going to say good evening. And hopefully you'll have a really nice sleep, especially Emily, who has to do a stupid early morning thing.
All of you to assume that I'm sleeping.
That's fair. Hey, let's start with you then, Emily. Who are you? Where can we find you? Doing what?
Hello, my
etc.
name is Emily. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. But you know, also the problem is Promethean, who there's a 0 in it and leaves things in my home consistently, such as these Teleo papers you can buy for roughly $4 at any fucking convenience store. Anyway, never mind. No, hey, my name's Emily. I am the GM, producer, chief executive Thirstmaster over on the Hexes and Vexes channel. When I'm not there, I'm here. When I'm not here or there, I'm over at Beeples and Dragons. Hey, that's it.
Excellent. Ham.
Hey, that's me. I'm Ham, just like the lunch meat.
Just
but
as
I-
tasty.
Very different to the lunch
Truly.
meat, maybe.
Yeah, look, I run the Reading Shadows campaign over on the Meeples and Dragons channel, which just got talked about. That happens every second Saturday at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, you'll also find me here, and who knows where else I just will pop up anywhere, including under your bed.
That
Promises,
explains the
promises.
noises.
Spooky. And the stains. Saz.
Hi, hello. What a thing to follow. I'm Saz the People.
Sticky.
You can find me over on Threads or over on the internet as Meeples and Dragons, where I'm the resident Dice Goblin and Twitch producer, and sometimes I play video games. Gonna get back to that real soon because hey, new BG3 patch. Finally. What else is there? Yeah, that's me. When I'm not here, I'm Meeples and Dragons. When I'm not Meeples and Dragons, I'm Split the Party when we get Barovia up and running again.
Magnificent. MVCDM.
Making fair deals and losing track of what's real. I was Vermillion, and I am now back to being NBC DM. I truly a menace, and if you would like to have me menace your shows or hold me to account for any of my TTRPG related crimes, you can find me on social media that I may or may not use at that NBCDM.
Marvelous. Ash.
Hey, I'm Ash. I make stuff. You can find me at Ash Make Stuff on all social media platforms. You can find me here doing this and also DMing a gay pirate campaign called Tale of Two Queens, which, hey, we might be having an update on that soon, which is very exciting. You can also find me over at Split the Party TV, where I play Calestus in what we do in Barovia, Curse of Strike campaign. You can also find me over on Hexes and Vexes occasionally doing some little flashback stuff, terrorizing a couple of characters with apples. As Briley, the cute little wild magic sorcerer.
Yes, we love apples.
Hey,
Dude,
Promethean, who
fucking
are
love
you?
apples.
Hey, hi, I'm Promethean. There's a 0 in it. Get the fuck out of here and go on a raid to someone who's cooler than me. I can't actually say that for sure, and also it's an invalid username, so let me do that again. Hey, I'm Promethean. There's a 0 in it. I actually love you all. I'm so sorry for being mean and rude. That was really unkind of me. But we have truly gone so far over time. So we're going to raid out to, I think it's a Lilith Game Master.
If you say so.
Who are doing some D&D stuff. And hey, if you're into that kind of thing, stick around and watch that. Say
And hey,
hi for
if
us.
you're a player, don't let your DM gaslight you.
Hey,
The
if
things
you're
you
a,
just said.
hey, if you're a player, check
Get in a
out
shouting match.
Hexes and Vexes on Threads, specifically for the expression of interest for Emily's cool new thing where she will interview you in fucking character for an hour and
And
then
then
have a
out of
little
character
chat.
for an
I
additional
can't
hour.
wait until
Yeah.
you all meet Wisteria Daggerford, who is truly such a I can't say the word on stream.
I've seen the wig. It's great.
Amazing.
This is oh my god.
I can't wait. There's a whole form up for you to put your character details on.
Can't
so
wait. There's a 0 in it.
check it out, please. It's gonna be rad. Goodbye and good night. We love you, etc.
Og bless.
And we're out.
I need to
Fucking hell.
pee.
I need to wee so badly.
Ham's, Hamturn is let out so